Sir, you're charged with especially aggravated kidnapping. You're also charged with aggravated assault, and you're charged with theft of a firearm worth less than $2,500.
You're talking about stuff that is not
We will bring the jury.
Hello and welcome to the Court of Public Opinion. I am the Recovery Addict, and boy, do I have a case for you today.
Why is the dog chewing on this guy?
I think they have got the wrong guy there.
They got the wrong guy, and the dog was biting him.
He roughing him up quite a bit. There's a lawsuit.
9 out of 10 judges prefer watching the Recovery Addict live stream in their courtroom.
The fireworks are not done.
Now we're getting commentary on the case. Dati mihi Anglican, please, verbal slutty.
Is that correct?
That's literally not true.
I didn't ask you to interrupt me. Oh, for crumb's sake.
Welcome back to the Court of Public Opinion. I am the Recovery Addict. I'm a couple minutes late, but I've got some news. I completely assembled my new live stream gear. It's done. It's in the box, right? You can't see it. It's right there. Stoked about that. I'm really excited. 10 minutes late. I was playing with my toys. I was. And let me say this. I also cleaned up because I built it on the kitchen counter, and I cleaned everything up. The boxes, everything, the trash, it's all done. Kikini's garden, I got my dream job working in the court. Kikini, that's awesome. That is so exciting. Oh my goodness. Yes, and yes, less exciting. Tisha Stout, the cash baby. What was that? Cash belly baby? I don't remember. She's getting a new trial. We're gonna drag everybody, the entire community, through that trial again. It's nuts. Anyway, we have to hurry. I can tell you we don't have time to finish day 4. So we have, what we're doing right now, we have day 4, and it's going to be part 4, part 4A is what I'm going to call it, because I've got a doctor's appointment this afternoon, and I can't finish this, but so we're going to get as far as we can, and to do that, we need to do it, get started right away. Kim R., by the way, Kim, congratulations. You were first in chat. Where are you at, Kim? Where are you at? Right here. Hang on. There you go. Kim, are you there now? There you are. Congratulations. First in chat comes with its punishment and its privilege. We're going to focus on the punishment. Everything IP-related worldwide is your fault. We put on faster speed. We can... Some of these guys talk pretty fast. If they talk slowly, we'll see if we can do that. But I just don't think we're going to be able to go much slower than this. So let's get ready and jump down to court here, where they're just getting ready to kick things off, where they're starting to argue some things.
Akin to a mugshot. He's in some kind of prison garb or cell block garb. And for that reason, we are objecting to the use of those 3 photographs, as they are prejudicial in the sense that they look like a mugshot. So then there's a whole other issue, but I don't know if you want to deal with that first.
Yeah, let's deal with the photographs first. So let me pull 238, 239, and 129.
They object to pictures of him in prison clothes. I think that'll be sustained. Kikini's Garden, thank you so much for your generosity and congratulations. Can't wait to hear how much you love that job.
Well, they're all part of the same sequence.
This is nuts, Red Bottoms. Crazy.
Photos were taken by evidence specialist Mohammed Salame on March 25th, 2025 at around 5:40 p.m.
So these are pictures of the defendant, possibly his hands, face, neck, and he might be in a jail jumpsuit.
On defendant's motion to preclude. Yes, Your Honor. First of all, State's Exhibit 129 was the head-on direct photograph of the defendant. The original intention for this photo was just as a documentation of who Mr. Salame recovered the buckle swab from. That being said, so State's Exhibit 238 and 239 show the defendant's side profile from right and left views. As the trial and the evidence has developed, it has become clear that defense intends and is claiming self-defense in this case. These photos show the extent or the severity of the defendant's injuries on the date after the incident. And essentially show very, very minimal, if any, injuries to the defendant. So they're highly relevant to rebut the claim of self-defense. The level of potential prejudice is not high, as, well, it's been clear to the jury after the testimony yesterday that the defendant was in custody. The risk of unfair prejudice does not substantially outweigh the high probative value. So these photos should be admitted.
That's what I'm thinking as well. Mr. Otake. I mean, the prejudice of the bump shot is to not indicate to the jury that the defendant is in custody. Like, that is not a danger at this point in time. Anything else you want to add, Mr. Otake?
Only funsies.
On that issue, I mean,
Thank you so much.
over defendant's objection, subject to laying a proper foundation, was marked for identification of states exhibits 129, 238, and 239 can be proffered against if they're admitted into evidence. Mr. Otake, you had another issue. Let's take a
Yes, the other thing that was included on the state's new exhibit list is they have now have S2, State 242, State 243, and State 244. And this is what I was talking about the other day, which clearly now they're doing, right? So I was trying to address this thing without now them strategically using things and making like they're the ones giving it to the jury instead of us. But, you know, whatever, you want to play those games, that's fine. But to take our exhibits, the clips that we made,
Wow.
and now relabel them as state's exhibits, I mean, that's ridiculous. So if they want to use it, it remains as defense exhibit 179, 180, and 182. If they want to use it, they can use it. But that's not how we do it.
What if they change
in the middle of a trial, you take the defense exhibits that we made and gave, and now try to make like it's your exhibits? Like, and there's no need to do that except trying to mislead the jury. Never seen it before. So they should remain as defense exhibit 179, 180, and 182, and they're free to use it. Like, just like we've used state's exhibits.
Change it a little bit, and then
I
it's
mean,
your
this
own.
is, and not to mention, like, if that's the case, then they've never produced those things to us. So, and there was deadlines for discovery, there's deadlines for exhibits.
Discovery goes both ways.
So you don't just take our exhibits that we made and relabel it to make it like you're not trying to hide something from the jury. Go ahead and use it, but leave it marked as the way it was.
These are clips of how long? Of what length?
Short clips.
And the original body cam video for Officer Chun was how long?
Very long. I don't know, 20 minutes. 20 minutes-ish.
I'm sorry, 20 minutes?
Yeah, I don't know.
I think it's around 27.
Yeah,
but it's fairly long.
20 to 30 minutes. So we took the time to make these clips, produce it, label it as defense exhibits for parts that we believe, were relevant. And, I'm not saying he can't use them, but let's not do this shibai thing where we're labeling it as a state's exhibit and making it like they're the ones who wanted to give this clip to the jury and turn it over and label it as a state's exhibit. I mean, that's just ridiculous. And it shouldn't be allowed for all, because the time for marking state's exhibits and turning it over to us has long passed. So they can use it, just leave it marked as a defense exhibit.
Mr. Gordon.
Well, I strongly object to the characterizations Mr. Otake is making about this. The reason the state added these exhibits to our exhibit list is we believe the defense's intention is to enter only a short clip of Officer Chun's body cam. And I want to note that by previous ruling of the court, the entire body cam of Officer Chun, which the state does intend to introduce, has been redacted entirely of audio. So what the jury gets from the state, the entire body cam, no audio at all. So we believe the defense intends to introduce some statements that were made for the purpose of trying to make it look like, or to try and minimize Ariel Koenig's injuries by essentially saying she can talk okay. By essentially saying, her voice
Bottoms.
is fine. These additional clips
26 months
are
on
a
the jury.
completeness issue. They show some of the difficulties that Ariel was having speaking that day. There's a non-hearsay purpose.
I'm sorry, let me catch up with you, Mr. Gardner. Back up about 10 seconds.
Sure.
These clips show what?
They show Ariel Koenig speaking to Officer Chun at the Poly Lookout. So she is relating things related to the events. Just a moment, I'll get my sheet with my write-up.
And while you're looking, I'm sorry, Mr. Dirks, I have a question for you. Court asked defense to provide a clip that the defendant wanted to introduce via cross-examination of Officer Chun. I did have a chance to review it. Was that just one exhibit, or is that the entirety of the 3 clips that the defendant had marked?
That's exhibit 182, and that's just one exhibit.
Understood. Okay, thank you.
And if I can just quickly clarify, just so we don't waste more time. So 179, 180, and 182, we did produce. Okay. Now, what I'm saying is, anything that is admissible, and these may or may not be, he can try to admit them if they're admissible. We can talk about that, but they don't need to relabel them. Is my point. Number one. Number two, 182 to these other 179, 180, they may go beyond the non-hearsay purpose that we're planning to use, and it may be a problem for other reasons. Because if she's describing the incident and what happened, that's hearsay, right? So my first issue is I have no idea why we need to relabel anything to make it look like it's their clips. Number two, some of these clips may or may not go beyond what the court may allow as it relates to body cam because of hearsay issues.
179 and 181 is what you're talking about.
179 and 180.
Because I don't see the state having relabeled 180.
We did not.
Yeah, they only have 179 and 181.
I don't know. What I'm looking at here, what was handed to me, S243 says Defense Exhibit 180.
Oh, that's good.
So I don't know.
I might have mislabeled that on the.
I think it's 181.
Well, I don't know. I mean, what makes you think that? Because it says 180 on the thing they gave us.
The exhibit by electronic
Oh, okay.
copy that I have says 181.
I'll double check it myself. As well.
But is there a 180? There must be a one. There's no 180.
So what I have in the exhibit folder is State's Exhibit 242, which purports to be Defendant's 179.
Oh, I see. In terms of what they gave you this morning.
Correct.
Got it.
Right, and then 243, State's 243 is what purports to be Defendant's 181.
Okay, so this is a typo, so it's really Defense Exhibit 181.
Correct.
Okay.
And then State Exhibit 244 purports to be what has been marked as Defendant's 182, which the court did have opportunity to review.
Correct.
Okay.
And off the top of my head, it's been a while. I haven't memorized what's on 179, Defense 179 or Defense 181. But I'm just saying there may be other problems with that we need to address. But at the very, my point is none of these need to be relabeled, especially 182. But I would need a minute to go back and watch 179 and 181 to make other objections as far as hearsay, talking about the incident and things like that.
He wants to object to
Okay,
his
you want to
own
know?
exhibits.
Because it's going to come up with Officer Chun, right? Or Corporal Chun.
Yes,
Because
I think
the
if we have a
state's going
second
to use
to
them first.
look at it now, that would be helpful.
It'd be helpful for the court too, because
Okay.
I did view 182 defendants. It's probably best for me to review 179, 181.
Sure. Do you need me to speak about the relabeling thing that's been brought up?
I'm sorry?
Do I need to speak about the relabeling issue that's been brought up? Because, look, if I want to enter the exhibit, I need to be ready to enter the exhibit. I don't need to go ask defense counsel for their exhibit. That's just normal. So I don't see any problem with relabeling it, just to make sure that the exhibits I want to introduce, I have available to me. I know what the officer has reviewed, what he signed David on the disc. So that's the purpose in relabeling. It's not to hide anything. But I do want to add that, it also avoids that risk of, by defense's motion, or by defense's request of the court, the entire clip has been audio redacted, right? And then suddenly defense is now introducing audio, and that makes the state look like we're hiding things, which is not the purpose. We're just trying to follow the court's order with the audio. So it cuts both ways here. There's nothing wrong with labeling these exhibits as the state's if we want to introduce them.
Just a couple comments on that. I don't know what he's talking about. The court ordered us to turn over electronic copies of our exhibits to each other, which we did. So this idea that he can't get the defense exhibits, he wants to make sure he has access to them, I have no idea what he's talking about. The way it works is we turn over our exhibits, we mark them, we make exhibit lists.
The way it
with
works.
the court's deadlines, within the court's deadlines that are set. And that's what we did here. You don't, in the middle of the trial, take our exhibits that you can just use and use them as defense exhibits and relabel them and make like they're your exhibits. I've never seen that in 20 years of doing this. I mean, and he can say what he wants, but I mean, it's very clear why he's doing this. We're not dumb, we're not stupid. So he can say what he wants, like just use it as defense exhibits, which is what happens in every trial.
Whoa.
Like we've used some state exhibits throughout this trial.
Anything else
You haven't
with
admitted-
respect to
no.
these video exhibits? And I have one more thing before we go off record to review the clips.
I have nothing productive to add.
Then with respect to my last
Nothing productive.
thing on my checklist before we recess, the live coverage, which you're welcome to have, and to members of the media, you're welcome to continue to live stream the proceedings. I would ask, though, that when we are not on record, that both audio and visual not be broadcasted. And the reason is this. During our recesses when we're not off record, the attorneys need to confer, they need to confer with court, the defense needs to confer with Dr. Koenig, and that should not be part of the broadcast made available to the public. So I would ask if the media could comply with that. Any problems with that?
Copy that.
Okay, thank you very much.
One other comment, Your Honor, and again, I'm not saying it's this is the intent, but I've been told by people watching that at certain times there's been zooming in on what's on our table and on our computer, and I'm not saying that that's the intention to try and do that, but people have said it appears that way, and they've told us be careful, don't leave things on your desk.
Show us the proof.
So I just ask that stop as well. You can whatever zoom in on whatever you want, but just just be cautious about trying to zoom in on our work product on our table.
Agreed.
Thank you.
Anything else before we take a recess?
No.
Nothing to this.
All right, recess.
Can we go watch it in the back?
Or witness room, whatever you want.
Thank you.
This copy is in the witness room, but you need to go.
All right.
Do you want the other one?
Now we get to go on recess and show the ceiling for a little while, and then he's going to come back, and we're going to, I think they're short clips, so hold on for just a second. Coming back.
saying is true.
Hang on.
We're offering.
There we go. It's mid sentence again. We jump back in.
We're offering it not for the truth of the matter asserted. In other words, we're not offering it to show what she's saying is true. We're offering it for a non-hearsay purpose of demonstrating what her cognitive ability and situation was, what her physical consciousness was.
That's for the truth of the matter.
Following the incident. And obviously,
I'm sorry,
that is incredibly important in this case.
That is the truth of the matter.
Self-defense. You know, her injuries, the amount of force used, her condition immediately following the incident.
Sort
you know,
of.
all goes to the reasonableness of the force that was used. So it's incredibly, incredibly important, and that's, you know, frankly, the best evidence of her condition right after the fact. We purposefully chose 182 because the questions she's answering during that clip is non-substantive as to what happened up on the mountain. Okay, she's in 182, defense 182. He's asking her about what kind of clothing Gerhard was wearing, his height, his weight. I think where he works is asked, his hair color, and the type of potentially the type of car that's I can't remember the car that they drove to there. So nothing to do with the incident up on the mountain. All about just non-substantive things that demonstrate how she was cognitively, how she was physically, how she was in terms of her level of consciousness. All proper non-hearsay reasons. And we were going to suggest that the court give a limiting instruction that it's only being offered not for the truth of the matter asserted if the state wants a limiting instruction on that. It's not being offered for the truth of the matter asserted. There's very little danger of the jury using that in improper ways because, again, it has nothing to do with anything she's already said or anything about what happened on the mountain. It is incredibly, incredibly important exhibit to our defense because it is the best evidence right down there, right after, of her consciousness, of her condition. Now,
this is
if
nuts.
the state now wants to use defense 179 and defense 181. The difference is 179 and 181. And just so the court is aware, we made those exhibits in case we needed to impeach her with it. In case she said something different. We weren't using those exhibits to show this issue of consciousness and physical whatever. Because it's very, very substantive what she's saying in 179 and 181. So we made those exhibits for the purpose of if she said something different, we could impeach her with those exhibits, right? So it was not going to be admitted unless it became impeachment. 179, she's, you know, you can hear her saying, you know, he said, you know, you lying bitch, you know, you whore, I can't do this anymore. Things that she frankly didn't even say on the stand, number one. 181, even more so. She's saying, I told him don't leave our kids without parents. He was, you know, bashing my head with a rock. 10 times. So she's getting into the substance of what happened. And now we're getting into, you know, if you know, rules related to prior inconsistent statement and the foundation for that, or prior consistent statement and the foundation for that, which has not been laid. And there's a much greater risk that the jury is going to hear these things and not be able to consider it, you know, for anything other than not factor it into their their decision about what happened up on the mountain in terms of, you know, what is substantively being reported about it. So those are very, very different in that regard. So we are objecting to 179 and 181 coming in. And frankly, you know, if you compare 179, 181 to our 182, she's got essentially the same demeanor. She doesn't seem any better or worse on those than she does in 182. And so this idea that we're going to put that in to show that she was worse or whatever, again, I think that's a farce. I think they want to get in these substantive statements, and there's rules related to that. You know, they could have tried to do it with her if they wanted to, you know, lay a foundation for prior consistent or prior inconsistent statement. They could have tried to do that. They didn't. So now they want to backdoor it in, saying it's non-hearsay when it is the substance of it goes to the heart of what this whole case is about, the substance of it. You know, it's not, oh, why did she do what she did next, or typical non-hearsay things, right? So we deliberately took 182, and these are all, you know, it's all in the same conversation. It's not like, oh, one is from here and then another's 30 minutes later, right? This is all in the same conversation. But we made one to show her condition at the time that had no substance in terms of what she's saying happened on the mountain. So you take away that risk of, you know, allowing in these substantive statements about what happened. So for those reasons, 179 and 181 should be excluded for that reason as well.
Thank you, Mr. Barnett. First off, Your Honor, when you introduce a statement of a person for a non-hearsay purpose, the content of that statement does not matter. When it's not for a hearsay purpose, whatever the person is saying, the jury is instructed on a limited purpose that they're allowed to consider it for. These two exhibits, states 242 in defense 179 and states 243 in defense 181, show a difference in condition. They show a difference in condition to what defense is putting in defense 182. They show Ms. Koenig panting more, having more difficulty speaking. They give a clearer picture of what she was like closer to when she came down the hill. So when she came down that trail. When she got down the trail, she started receiving medical treatment from a bystander. Then states 242 and 243 came about. And then afterwards, defense 182. So this is a completeness issue in the fact that I understand the non-hearsay purpose defense is saying, but once you say it's for a non-hearsay purpose, and once we all agree to that, the content doesn't matter. So the same non-hearsay purpose for introducing the defense exhibit applies to the state's exhibit. It's just to show her condition, to give a clearer picture of the jury of Ms. Koenig's condition so that the jury doesn't get this tiny edited picture when in reality she was having a whole lot more struggles than the defense exhibit 182 shows. And a large portion of this trial has included defense's attempts to minimize Ms. Koenig's injury. This is just another way they're doing it, and this is just a response to that attempt to minimize the injury. The same instruction should be given for each of them, if the court allows them, of the purpose that they are able to consider the exhibit for. The juror is going to be presumed to follow that instruction, and it should be gone that way. Lastly, prior consistent statement. The defense did impeach Ms. Koenig with a motive that defense alleged occurred after Ms. Koenig made this consistent statement.
LJ smiles. We're catching up. I'm live. We're catching
the proper
up.
Foundation that this is true and accurate video. This would also fit the prior consistent statement hearsay rule as well. So there's even a hearsay exception for this statement. There's also excited utterance if you really want to continue going down the hearsay exception rule. This is made at or near after a startling event. It's very clear from all the evidence in this case that this calling it a startling event is
excited utterance.
A complete minimization, but that's what the hearsay rule says. So there is clear hearsay exceptions for excited utterance and a statement of recent perception as well. So there's multiple different avenues of hearsay. This could be admissible. Regardless, there's a non-hearsay purpose. There's a purpose in responding to the exhibits the defense is putting in for their non-hearsay purpose. So for all of those reasons combined, these exhibits should be admissible.
Just address a couple of things. So,
Go ahead.
First of all, this, again, we should, exhibit 180.
181.
Well, no, I'm sorry. Exhibit 181 and 182 are, I believe, if I'm doing the math correctly, less than 30 seconds apart from one another.
This is a spicy argument. I'm liking
Exhibit,
this.
1 second, 181, it says, it ends at 43:19, right?
Yeah.
And this starts at 43.
Yeah.
Okay. So exhibit 181 and 182 is 24
Yeah, we mentioned that.
One
It's
second.
crazy.
24 seconds apart from one another. So this idea about, one is from earlier when she first gone down the hill, and then the other one's from later, it's making out like it's like 5-10 minutes apart. It's about 24 seconds apart. So that's number one. Number two, again, never brought this thing up about prior consistent statement until I mention it, and all of a sudden, that's what he wants to do. Well, you don't lay foundation for a prior inconsistent statement.
For a consistent statement.
I'm sorry, you don't lay foundation for a prior consistent statement with a police officer a day after the person testified. If he wanted to do that, he could have tried with her.
Kelsey, thank you so much.
So
10 gifted memberships.
that's that. And so that's not how this works. And that's, again, that's not what he was earlier saying he was even using this for. So, Your Honor, these things should stay out. I mean, like you said in the beginning, what's at the beginning of this trial, when we talked about body count, He basically said, anything audio on the body cam, it's hearsay, it's not coming in. And so, unless there's a viable non-hearsay purpose for it.
Well, unless there's an exception. It's hearsay, but if there's an exception,
There's an exception.
right? Hearsay normally doesn't come in unless there's an exception.
I understand that. But, again, now that's what he's saying it's for?
Doesn't matter.
And judge.
But whether or not he says it before or says it after, is there a hearsay exception for the material to come in?
Well, if we take these things one at a time.
And I'm not concerned about excited utterance or
Okay.
statement of recent perception. I'm focused on
So
consistent statement.
Okay, so 179, you lying bitch, you whore, I can't do this anymore. She never said that on the stand. So it's not consistent with anything. It's a brand new statement. She never said that on the stand. She said on the stand, he said, I'm sick of this shit, get over here. So I don't know what that's consistent with. Now that this is the new theory we're trying to use.
Fair argument.
Fair argument.
As to
181,
please.
he was saying, don't leave our kids without parents. And he hit me with the rock 10 times. That's actually, excuse me?
She says, he hit me with the rock 10 times. I don't know.
Well, that's different from what she said on the stand. She said up as many as 10 times, so that's different. So that would be a prior inconsistent statement.
Well, she did testify up to 10 times. She wasn't sure, right, during her extensive examination, both direct and cross.
She said as many as 10 times.
This guy just keeps repeating
I don't
it
know
to make
exactly
it
the
true.
amount.
Right, and that's what she says in the statement.
It's not what she said. She said 10 times. She didn't say up to or as many as 10 times.
No, she said, he hit me 10 times. I don't know. She
Right.
doesn't know the number.
And I'm suggesting that's different than saying he hit me as many as 10 times, and then later on, different, under different questioning, saying, I'm not sure of the exact amount. That's different. It's not.
I'm not going to
different.
argue about semantics.
Maybe not. In
Take
your
the
mind,
drum along.
it's not a huge difference, but it's different. So it's not entirely consistent.
Okay, anything else you want to add?
Remember in the beginning when we started 110 years ago?
This guy is just
no.
bitter.
Counsel, I appreciate your thoughts. We might have to refine this further as well. With respect to what has been marked for identification as Defendant's Exhibit 182, again, subject to the laying of proper foundation through Corporal Chun, the clip can come in with the audio. It is for a non-hearsay purpose, and it will remain as Defendant's Exhibit 182. With respect to State's Exhibit 242,
Keeps it labeled defense.
I'm sorry, which is Defense Exhibit 179.
Yes. The objection is granted in part, denied in part. It is for a non-hearsay purpose, as we discussed in Defendant's Exhibit 182. The first portion of the clip, before she's describing the incident when she's giving her name, her condition is different than what's displayed in Defendant's 182, and it indicates the condition that Dr. Groschgene was talking about when she first entered into the ER, when her respiration was 23 as opposed to 18 when she was examined by the medical professionals. Non-hearsay purpose, the first 10 or 11 seconds of the clip can come in. Again, it's not hearsay. The remainder of the clip, the objection is sustained, not a prior consistent statement, and will sustain the objection. So that exhibit needs to get recrafted and shortened, and it can be State's Exhibit 242. What has been marked for State's Exhibit 243 and is Defendant's 181, it's this court's position that there are portions of it that are admissible as prior inconsistent statements under Hawaii Rule of Evidence 802.1 sub 2, and that is offered pursuant to 613C. And what I'm talking about, it's the number of times that she's hit by the rock, and she says, I don't know. I'll have to go back again to see how we can splice the clip so that it only allows in what's an exception to the hearsay rule under what the court just cited as a prior consistent statement. There are other portions that are not consistent that we're going to have to excise out as well. Counsel?
I'm sorry, Your Honor. I'm just looking up the rule on my phone. I apologize. I'm not texting anyone.
Go ahead.
But just for clarification, I'm a little confused. So, for Defense 181,
this is
I'm
an
sorry,
active trial, yes.
Maybe I misunderstood, but you're saying that the part about how many times with the rock is consistent or inconsistent?
Consistent. It's
Okay,
a prior
so you're saying
consistent
that it should come in under, it can possibly come in as a prior consistent statement?
Yes.
Okay, but, and the rest of it, so you just, so.
I'm not sure, so I want to go back and listen. It's a short clip. But there are other things, and I understand the argument that you make, Mr. Talkin, and I agree with it. There are some things that are consistent. There are some things that are not. There are some things that cannot be consistent if she never testified to it previously. And that's what's driving the court's ruling.
Wow.
Okay.
He's so frustrated.
Okay, so this is kind of what I'm talking about the foundation. Okay, my understanding under HRE rule, 613C is if we're going to get into prior consistent statement, that's admissible to rehabilitate a witness's credibility after there has been evidence of inconsistent statement.
I'm looking at C2, and the rule states that evidence of a statement previously made by a witness that is consistent with the witness's testimony at trial is admissible to support the witness's credibility only if it is offered after an express or implied charge that has been made that the witness's testimony at trial has been recently fabricated or influenced by bias or other improper motive.
We've heard that in the previous trial.
Is she made this up to bolster the claims in the motion to set in the divorce case.
No, but this is we embrace that she's always said that it's been 10 hits. We're not saying that she's never said that.
That's not what she said, though.
That's not what she said.
We're not trying. She's always said it's been as many as 10 hits or up to 10 hits. She's always said that. We're not saying that's something.
That's not what she's saying. Right? She says up to 10.
That's what I just said. We embrace that she said, always has said, it's been up to 10 hits.
But she's been challenged on the number of hits. Is the trial examination both on direct and cross?
By you.
Okay, but I'm just trying to.
Can't say you embrace it and challenge her on it.
So your ruling is that portion can be played, or
yes,
just the part about the hits,
and whatever is. That's what I'm clear about is a prior consistent statement. I'm not sure about the rest of the. She describes the incident as well, right? Right. And I'm not sure it's consistent, so I have to go back and listen to it again. It's a short clip, but the number of hits, to me, I'm clear and conclude that it is a prior consistent statement that's admissible.
Under 613
and 802.1. But I want to listen to the remainder of the clip.
Assuming they can lay the foundation through this officer. But.
Correct. And I also want to go back and listen to other parts, because your argument makes sense to me, Mr. Osaki, that some things that are on it are not necessarily consistent because she never testified to it before.
Right. Or
which is the basis for the court's ruling on.
Understood.
Right, on Defendant's 179, which is 240.
Scroll.
242 for the state. So I'm going to go back and listen to 181 again to further refine the rule.
Okay. As to the relabeling,
242 is state's exhibit because it's not a defendant's exhibit. You have to redact a portion of it.
The new when they make this new clip.
It's new 242. 182 defendant stays 182.
And then 181.
Unless they change it.
I think it's going to be 143 because it's going to have to get spliced. Because I don't think I'm relying all of it in.
Okay. Okay.
So recess. Let me go take a look at it and we can figure out the timestamps.
Okay. Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you. Oh, Mr. Garner, you have anything else?
While we recess, I'm going to go take custody.
Okay. While we recess, he's going to go do something. He's going to go take something, do something somewhere. All right. Judge checking out the clip in his chambers. He's going to come back and tell us what his ruling is in just a second. We're trying to catch up as fast as we can here, you guys. Okay, Letitia Stout, I'm reading through the ruling. 54-page ruling by the Supreme Court there that or by the appellate court, I think, that Colorado Court of Appeals grants her a new trial because of error on appeal by exhausting all her preemptory challenges without excusing the biased juror. So this is, there's one juror that was in question that she wanted to strike but couldn't, and they feel should have been struck, and instead was not. This is a juror that was related to somebody connected to the case. So Letitia Stout, who I believe is in Kansas, right? Wasn't she? She was hauled across the country and tried to escape in Kansas or something. Do you remember that? I think she actually went back to a prison in Kansas. I'm not sure if she's still there, but she will be brought back to Colorado and get a new trial there. She's back in Colorado now? Okay. Kansas didn't want her, maybe. I'm going to continue looking at this. I'm not sure if we're going to read the whole opinion, but let's see, just one second. Okay, it breaks over. There we go.
25-373. Dr. Koenig is present in court with all four counsel of record. Jury is still absent from the courtroom. Go ahead, Mr. Otake.
Thank you, Your Honor, and I apologize. I didn't have the rule up in front of me earlier, but this is what I was talking about the foundation.
He's not.
So 802.1 reference you to 613.2, right?
Yes.
And 613.2 says an express or implied charge has been made that the witness's testimony at the trial is recently fabricated or is influenced by bias or other improper statements. And this is the part. And a consistent statement was made before the bias, motive, or fabrication or other improper motives is alleged to have arisen. If you listen, I'm sure you did, when you heard my opening statement, what we've said is, we talked about unfaithful, unwilling, untrue, and we said that after she started this incident on the mountain, realizing a divorce was coming, she said many untrue things to the police to get the upper hand in the divorce. So this statement that they want to introduce is not...
After she started this incident on the mountain...
made before the bias, motive, or fabrication is alleged to have arisen. We're saying this statement, even to right then and there, that's what we've always said. That she said these untrue things because she knew at that point a divorce was coming. So we're not saying that this motive arose later. We're saying it arose at that time. That's what we've always said. So, it doesn't meet the exception. And further evidence of that is, as I stated, when we started this morning, that's not where he was going with this. It was only when I raised it that all of a sudden he's trying to say it applies. But it doesn't apply because the consistent statement, I guess what's on 181, would have to have been made before the bias, motive, or fabrication or other improper motive is alleged to have arisen. And we're saying that at the time she made that statement, it was untrue because she had a bias, interest, motive in protecting herself and getting the upper hand and was clearly going to be divorced.
Go ahead.
Yes, Your Honor. Opening statement should not be considered by the court for this purpose. The court should be considering the evidence and what happened on cross-examination. And what happened on cross-examination yesterday was Ariel Koenig was crossed about what happened before the incident. Nothing about divorce was discussed before the incident. The only cross-examination or implied reason to fabricate anything about the divorce, Mr. Otake said, when you got back to Maui after the incident, that's when you filed for divorce, that's when you filed for the TRO, that's when you took the money out of the account. So the implication that Mr. Otake is making is that she had this motive to lie after the incident. There was no evidence brought up of any motive of Ariel Koenig to fabricate this before she made this statement to the police. So temporally, this fits exactly into prior consistent statement.
I agree. However, Mr. Garner, when we look at Rule 613, the prior consistent statement needs to come into the witness herself. And that's the first line in Rule 613. So court adjusts or reconsiders its ruling with respect to stating that 243, which is defendant's 181, objection is sustained. 242 can get amended, so that includes up to the first 11 seconds. That does show a difference in condition of Ms. Koenig as opposed to what's depicted in 182. So 182 can come in subject to lien or foundation. Likewise, the redacted states 242.
Wow.
Anything else we should take up?
No, go get the jury.
No, thank you, Your Honor.
In terms of publishing states 242, I will publish the first several seconds today, pause the video, and similarly to states before, a separate exhibit will be made and...
It's up to the 11-second mark.
Understood.
It's a little dicey in case we don't pause it at the right time, and the rest, you know what I mean? Like, it's right after. So, I mean, I understand we don't want to take a break, but I'm just, you know, I just, if we're going to do that, we got to make sure that it's...
You want to say the 10-second mark just to be safe?
No, I agree that with what you're saying. I'm just saying if we're saying, like, if he tries to stop it and it keeps playing because it doesn't stop, then the jury hears it. So I just...
Technology running rampant.
If you're confident you can stop it right then before what's not allowed comes in, then it just seems risky. But, I mean, you guys, if you think we can stop it, or maybe Mr. Dirks can be ready with the power button or something, I don't know. But
Can you give me a moment to practice?
Why don't you? I think we should be safe. I mean, I understand the concern.
Okay. It is going to be on the screen up there because I'm currently presenting. So State's Exhibit 242.
These are lawyers
from
arguing about whether or not they're able to pause a YouTube video. Okay, for those that are not sure what we're doing here, we're on catch up.
Ariel Conde, A-R-I, E-L-L-E. Birthday is March 24th, 1989.
all right.
We can barely hear it, but
Is there anything else we can fight about before the jury comes back?
No, thank you, Your Honor. We weren't fighting. We're just talking.
Don't get me wrong. I call it a fight, but I appreciate the advocacy.
Yeah, and I apologize. I know sometimes I get animated, Your Honor. I mean no disrespect. Thank you.
None is taken, and I appreciate the...
oh, they're hugging it out.
Thank you.
These trials bring up...
Big group hug. Everybody come in. Everybody come in. Group hug. We're good. We're good. All friends. All friends. Let's continue the trial. All right. They hugged it out. That was impressive. They're all besties, and we'll go out to eat afterwards. Bruh. Yeah. Wow. That was fun. Okay, we're bringing the jury back in. We are on rewatch. We're on day 4, trying to rapidly burn through the video that we have not yet watched as they're actually in the real time nearing the end of the case. So we're skipping ahead. We're on high-speed watch. We're skipping ahead through breaks, skipping lunches, and all that.
Counsel, can I have your appearances, please?
Good morning, Your Honor. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Deputy Prosecuting Attorney Joel Garner for the state. Also present is Deputy Prosecuting Attorney Franklin Don Carlo Jr.
I wish they didn't have to do introductions every single time we came back to trial.
Good morning, Your Honor. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Good morning, Corporal. Thomas Otake on behalf of Gerhard Koenig, also present on his behalf is Mr. Manta Dirks.
Good morning again, Mr. Otake. Good morning again, Mr. Dirks, and you as well, Dr. Koenig. Good morning again. Gentlemen, all of you can be seated. Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, good morning to all of you. Welcome back to Courtroom 15. I apologize for the wait. I think you know by now, lawyers are terrible keepers of time. I apologize for that. I should have shared with you the analogy I share with other jurors about jury trials and delays, especially now when we have to travel by air. Jury service is very much like air travel. Right? You fight traffic in the morning, you get to the parking lot, you got to fight for a parking space. When you finally get your parking space, you stand in this long line for security. And then when you finally get through security, you rush to the gate and you wait. Sorry, jury service is very much like that. I apologize. The silver lining, though, in the wait this morning is I did have very good discussions with the lawyers, and they have even further streamlined the case. So even though you were left waiting outside, we did make progress, and we're still on schedule. So thank you very much for your flexibility and your patience. Corporal Kevin Chun is on the stand. Corporal, good morning to you.
Morning.
Welcome back, and you are still under oath.
Yes, sir.
And Mr. Garner, whenever you're ready, you may continue on with
welcome.
The direct examination.
Good to have you here.
Good morning, Corporal.
Good morning.
Welcome back. Okay, Corporal, we're going to jump in kind of where we jumped off yesterday as we ended. So, were you wearing a body-worn camera on March 24th, 2025?
Yes.
Okay. And I'm going to approach you now with what's marked as State's Exhibit 232. May I approach?
Yes.
Corporal, I'm going to approach you with what's been marked as State's Exhibit 232. Do you recognize what I've just handed you?
Yes.
What is that?
This is a DVD with my name, signature, and the date.
Okay. And what is contained on that DVD?
Some of my body-worn camera footage.
And before you testified today, did you review what was on that DVD?
Yes.
And is what's on that DVD a true and accurate representation of what your body-worn camera saw, or what you saw on March 24, 2025?
Yes.
Beyond any redactions for audio, is the body-worn camera on that disc the entire body-worn camera from that time you turned it on?
I think it was a guy.
At this point, the state would like to enter State's Exhibit 232 into evidence.
Mr. Otake.
No objection.
Was marked for identification as states that 232 is received into evidence.
Okay, Corporal Chun. I'm going to play the video on the screen next to you and ask you some questions about it as we go through. So now publishing States Exhibit 232. Okay, Corporal, what are we seeing right at the start of this camera?
Oh, this is me driving to the scene.
Okay, I'm going to fast forward a little bit until you get there. So fast forwarding to timestamp on the video of
Careful.
10:38:04.
Don't pass it.
So we're going to play at 10:38:04. And before I start playing, Corporal, what are we looking at before we start playing this on this freeze frame?
Again, like in the photo, this is the entrance to the Palipuka Trail.
And we're playing at 10:38:04. We're pausing at 10:38:16. Corporal, what are you doing in this part of the clip?
I'm putting on some protective latex gloves.
Why are you doing that?
Just because of the call that came in an assault, I might have to go hands-on with somebody, and I prefer to keep my hands as clean as possible.
What does going hands-on mean?
Just because they're an assault, it could be a suspect. I don't know if they're violent or not, so if I have to place my hands on them to detain them, I'd rather have my hands protected.
You mean physically place your hands on a person?
Correct.
Okay. We're going to play at 10:38:16.
He's just chilling, waiting down here by the rocks and the garbage and the porta potty, right at the edge of the bamboo forest.
Corporal Chun, I'm pausing at 10:38:50. What are you doing waiting?
I'm trying to see if there's any other backup come in, if I can hear anything inside the trail, see if the suspect is around, just trying to not to just rush into the situation.
Okay, playing at 10:38:50.
Clearly not a school shooting situation. He's not sure about climbing this wall. Looks a bit sketchy here. Bamboo forest. Here they are. There's the three of them, the two nurses and the
Corporal, what are we seeing?
victim.
I'm pausing at 10:39:33. What are we seeing in this portion of the clip?
We're seeing the reporting person on the left, that's Sarah Bushbaum, the complainant, Ariel Koenig in the middle, and then the other witness, Amanda Morris, heading down the trail.
I'm going to play at 10:39:33.
She's still unsteady, getting aided by the two nurses. Cop gets out his phone, checks Instagram real quick, takes a quick picture. Lady comes over, says, "How can I help? What happened?" Cop says, "Yep, those are her legs." Nurse is doing nursey things, stabilizing the patient. She appears to be talking or being talked to. You can sense just in the movements the intensity of the situation.
Corporal,
The
I'm
cop
pausing
takes
at
another picture.
10:40:54. What are you doing at this point?
So right now I'm trying to determine if a crime had occurred. If a crime did occur, I'm trying to find out.
Pause you right there. What are you physically doing? I saw your phone in your hand just a moment ago. What are you doing with your phone?
I'm about ready to take a picture and then see if I could locate the suspect as well, because that's my work phone, so we're able to search up people.
Okay. Is that the same picture that you showed us yesterday?
Yes.
Okay. Playing at 10:40:54.
Okay. We're doing direct pressure wrap gauze around the head, bandana style. Nurses seem to be okay with it, so it can't be too far from the proper treatment. This does look like it's all civilians at work here. No EMTs as far as police. You can see some finger damage on the left hand.
Okay, Corporal, I'm pausing at 10:41:45. Is it fair to say you see you kind of crouched down towards the ground at this point?
Yes.
Okay. What are you doing at this point?
I'm trying to get any details on the suspect, what he was wearing, his description, so I can put it out over the radio.
Okay, Corporal, I'm going to scoot ahead a little bit in time with the body cam. So now I'm scrolling ahead. And I'm pausing at 10:43:07. Is this where you're still in the gathering information stage?
Yes.
Okay. I'm going to play at 10:43:07.
Keeping those hands clean. Officer is now taking notes. His version of hands-on and mine is a little different. So far, he's touched a rock and his phone and the notebook. Not saying what he's doing is wrong. It's just I thought there would be something else. No sound on
pausing
this
at 10:43:45.
for hearsay reasons.
Were you able to speak to Miss Koenig at this time?
Yes.
Okay. Without getting into what was said, and before I ask that question, had you ever met Ariel Koenig before March 24, 2025?
No.
Okay. So do you know what her voice was normally like?
No.
Despite that, did you make any observations regarding her voice as you spoke to her that day?
It sounded weak and kind of, she took a lot of pauses, out of breath, understandable.
Okay. Playing at 10:43:45.
Officer's written down 4 words on his notepad, it looks like. You know, Gerhardt. He's got some information about the suspect, possible description there maybe. And job's done. I think he's going to wrap things up here. Bandaging is continuing.
All right, now I'm pausing the video at 10:44:28. Corporal Chun, did you eventually go up the trail that day?
Yes.
Okay, I'm going to scoot forward ahead in your body-worn camera just a little bit to where you enter the trail. So I'm scrolling forward in States Exhibit 232.
Let's see if he goes with his gun out up the trail or if he just wanders around. Okay, 7 minutes have passed since we last saw the video.
All right, and starting to play at 10:50:07, timestamp.
Still prepared to go hands-on, clean gloves. Fights his way through the bamboo forest. Big step. Oop, up he goes. Now to the roots. Careful. You're going to have to get those gloves dirty at one point, sir. Not yet, though. Continue to balance. Just, oh, there he goes. Little bit of touch down on the fingers, but gloves are still intact. Now he's got to grab a couple rocks. The right hand. All the way made it to the bushes, taking a little veer off to the left on the trail, using the roots, exposed roots as steps. Trying to get to the top, past the rabbit hole. And now he's gone down. He's gone down. Had to grab a root there, pause for breath for a moment. Not at the top, but not sure if he wants to get there either. So let's continue up. Looks around, admires the scenery. A few more steps. The heavy panting has been redacted from this video.
Sorry, Corporal Chun, I'm going to pause here at 10:51:39. Where's your hand right now?
I believe it's on the ground.
Yeah.
On the ground or your knee?
I have no idea. I think I was just trying not to pass out.
I told you,
Corporal
heavy
Chun, are
panting.
you a hiker?
No.
Okay, sorry
Not
for
much
that
of a medic
pause. I'll
either.
move on. We'll play at 10:51:39.
Okay, pump those legs. Here we go. Grab the tree, pull. There we go. Using the arms and the legs now. Still waiting for the backup. Hopefully somebody in better shape. OG Sean White. Saw you live this morning. I didn't have a chance to say hi, though. Sun is just beating down on this poor officer. He's already hiked for at least 50 feet. And he's rough. Yep. Gets us his notebook, checks directions. Yep. Thinks, I think better of it. Let's see, we're going to hike any further? Well, we'll try it again, a little further. Polypuka Trail. Yep, I'm in the right spot. Just going back up. Big steps. Little unsteady. Gloves are getting a little sweaty on the inside. Perspiration running down his arms and elbows into the gloves. And runs into...
Corporal Chun, I'm pausing now at 10:53:24. What are we looking at this part of the trail?
I think that's sort of towards the top of where like the steep part ends. So I believe that's Corporal Bulligai. I'm not too sure. I can't tell too much, but still, this isn't the scene of the incident.
We're going to play at 10:53:24. I'm going to probably pause again real quick.
Somebody has to hold up this mountain. It's not going to do it by itself. Was that a bug? I think he just stepped on a bug. It was yellow. Like 100% sure.
Okay, Corporal Chun. On the right side of the screen, what do you see? On the far right?
I see a sheer fall.
Okay. Do you know how tall the drop is?
No, not 100% sure, but it's very, very far.
And what were the wind conditions like that day?
They were pretty windy. Usually over there it's kind of windy.
Playing now 10:53:36.
Yep, that's the edge. Don't go that way. Fights back the foliage, the vegetation. Wishing he brought the machete. Using the back of his hands to keep the palms clean in case he has to go hands-on with somebody.
All right, now I'm going to go back just a couple frames here, Corporal. So I'm going to rewind 10 seconds and I'm going to play again. So we're starting again at 10:53:57.
Notice the back of the hand, the brush, push, strategic. They teach this in school.
What's on the right side of the screen here?
Just another cliff. We're still on the edge of the cliff this way.
Okay. Playing at 10:54:06.
Deciding who gets to go ahead.
Okay, Corporal, and pausing at 10:54:22. What do you see on the screen here?
It looks like an article of clothing that Corporal Wu found on the trail.
Okay.
Thank goodness for Corporal
I'm
Wu.
going to take the video off of the screen for now. Okay, Corporal Chun. Almost there. I'm going to now approach you with what's been marked as State's Exhibit 242, previously from the Defense Counsel.
I'm going to show you something that's the State's Exhibit 242. Got it from the defense. A little credit where credit's due. Appreciate them clipping this out of our video.
Okay, Corporal Chun, do you recognize what I've handed you there?
Yes.
Okay, and that's State's Exhibit 242.
Oh.
Can you check the back?
Yes.
Okay. Do you recognize what is it?
Yeah, it's more body cam footage.
Okay. And is this your entire body cam or just a clip?
Just a clip.
And what does this clip fairly and accurately depict a portion of the earlier body cam we watched with sound?
Yes.
Okay. Is it a fair and accurate depiction of what you observed on March 24th, 2025?
Yes.
Okay. At this point, the state will move Exhibit 232 into evidence.
So we're talking 232 or
I'm sorry, 242.
242. No objection given.
Subject to the record that we made this morning, what has been marked for identification as State
States
Exhibit 242, receiving to evidence.
I'm going to reserve publishing for the moment. I'm going to collect both exhibits from the witness.
Please.
Handing both to the clerk. Okay, Corporal Chun, did everything you testified to occur in the city and county of Honolulu, State of Hawaii?
Yes.
Thank
Okay,
you. I have no further
prosecution
questions
wrapping
at
up.
this time.
Defense gets to have a shot at him. Ask him if he ever went hands-on.
Thank you. Morning, Corporal Chun.
Morning.
Did you meet with the prosecutor to, I guess, practice or prepare your testimony?
Practice? No, just review footage and go over notes.
Right, like you met with him and he went over what he was going to ask you, right?
Oh, yes.
So, for example, this thing about it being really windy that day, I mean, that's not in your report, is it?
No.
Okay.
But I've hiked there before, and it's always pretty windy.
No, I understand that. So I guess I'm just asking, like, it's often windy? You know that, right?
Yes.
Okay. But as far as that day, you didn't put in your report the weather conditions, correct?
No, correct.
Okay. So Corporal, you respond to the scene. We saw the start of your body cam, and looks like you got there relatively quickly. Were you nearby?
Yes.
Was there an accident nearby that you were attending to before?
Yes.
And it was at the tunnels?
Correct.
Okay. So you were kind of like right nearby to look up because you were responding to an accident at the tunnels when you got the call, correct?
Yes.
So from there, you quickly got to the scene, and it looks like, I mean, at least through the parking lot, and it looks like you got there a little after 10:30 a.m. on March 25th, correct?
Correct.
Now, as we just watched the body cam, after kind of getting ready and observing things, you kind of went up the entrance, and you saw 3 females walking down out of the trail, correct?
Correct.
And the complainant was standing on her feet and walking down with the assistance of the 2 witnesses on her each side, correct?
Correct.
Now, you mentioned your body cam being on. I wanted to ask you a little bit about body cams.
Okay.
On that day, were you assigned to? Are you on what's called patrol?
Yes.
And at HPD, patrol officers wear body cams, correct?
Correct.
And the idea behind the body cam, when we say cam, it's camera, I guess, right? Is that the body camera allows you to record what you do, what other people do that you're interacting with, what is said, what you say, that can be all recorded on a body camera, right?
Correct.
And HPD has patrol officers wear body cameras, correct?
Yes.
Okay. Now, I'm also going to show you what's been marked as Defense Exhibit 177. May I approach? Officer, when you were here the other day, I had you watch a few clips, and then I had you initial the clip. Is that your initial?
Yes.
Okay, so this was a clip of your body cam showing the 3 individuals walking down the trail, correct?
Yes.
Okay. Your Honor, I move the 177 into evidence.
Mr. Barnett.
No objection.
What has been marked for identification as Exhibit D177 is receiving to evidence.
Could we please publish it, Mr. Dirks? Okay, let's watch this. And again, we just saw this, but it's a clip out of the smaller one. So that's the 3 individuals walking, right?
Correct.
And to be clear, Miss Koenig, although she has people on the side of her, she is walking, correct?
Correct.
And that area, it's kind of, there's some rocky areas that, I mean, on the ground as you get further down, and it's not like a paved concrete path or anything, correct?
Correct.
Okay. And you see them doing that, and you didn't tell them stop, put her down, or wait. You thought it was okay the way she was walking down, yes?
Well, to get her safely to the parking lot area.
Right. You were okay letting them continue to do that, yes?
Yes.
Okay. And right here, 1 witness let go of her, right?
Yes.
Okay. Now, we can take that down. And at least from the time that you started dealing with Miss Koenig, she was conscious, yes?
Yes.
You mentioned that you start to ask Miss Koenig some questions about what happened, correct?
Correct.
You mentioned part of it is you gather information to try to figure out what's going on, yes?
Yes.
Now, you said today that, her voice sounded, weak, but you never spoke to her before today, correct?
Correct.
Okay. But that being said, she was coherent, yes?
Yes.
Okay. And coherent means she was able to understand and answer your questions, yes?
Correct.
And again, you were right at the lookout, you get the call, you rush over there, and get there, and then you're interacting with her pretty quickly, yes?
Yes.
So coherent, able to answer questions, and your body cam recorded how she appeared physically, but also how coherent she was and how she was able to respond to your questions, correct?
Correct.
And you tried to collect some background information, ask her some things about, where her husband worked, what he was wearing, how they got there, things like that, yes?
Correct.
Now, I'm going to approach, Your Honor, please, with D-182. And again, last week, Corporal, I asked you to watch a clip and another one and asked you to initial it. Is that your initials?
Correct, yes.
Okay. And this was a clip of at least not all, but a portion of when you were gathering background information from Miss Coney, correct?
Correct.
And this would demonstrate, at least, how her ability to answer, her how coherent she was and her consciousness at the time, yes?
Yes.
Okay. Your Honor, I'd like to move D-182 into evidence.
Mr. Gardner.
Is this a fair and accurate depiction of what you saw Ms. Koenig responding to your questions with on March 24th?
I'm sorry, are you objecting or what?
I'm glad you did.
Well, you need to ask permission to do that first, so.
Are you objecting?
Can I have what you're doing?
Well, I'll just ask, is this a fair and accurate depiction of how she appeared that day?
A portion of it, yes.
Yeah, okay, thank you. Your Honor, I move D-182 into evidence.
The defense attorney is running this courtroom.
And what is the mark for identification exhibit 2182 is received into evidence?
Shame
I'm
on
sorry,
the judge for that.
D-182.
Yes.
Okay, I'm sorry,
182.
I misheard. May we please, so this was, again, you got there within minutes probably, right? One second. Yeah, you got there within minutes, yes?
Yes.
Okay, the call comes in, 911 call, dispatcher tells you you're there within minutes, and you're interacting with her within minutes of the call, correct?
Correct.
Okay. If we could please publish D-182.
Where does he work? He works for TMG at Maui Memorial Medical Center. TMG is called it.
At Maui
Memorial, yeah. So TMG is a group of anesthesiologists.
Did you guys drive here today?
Yeah.
Which is your car?
It's a Nissan Rogue.
Do you remember the license plate? If not, that's okay.
It's not our car. We don't know.
What color is it? The Nissan?
It's like black or it's gray. It's gray. Can somebody just wet my mouth? I wet paper towel. Turning my mouth over the rooms. I don't have any other hearing, so. Sorry, I know. No, you're an angel. I just stop bleeding until they get there.
What was your hand wearing today?
Wearing like a light gray shirt and like dark blue or light blue shorts, like athletic shorts. Thank you. So that's all I needed.
How tall is he?
5'9". Yes, sir.
About how much does he weigh?
160.
60. What kind of hair does he have? Short or?
Short, brown. It's not super cropped. It's like a little longer on the top. No, he has a
Yeah. Does he have facial hair?
No.
Husband wife.
Okay, we can take that down. Officer, that's a fair and accurate depiction of Ms. Koenig's level of consciousness when you were interacting with her a few minutes after you got the call, yes?
Yes.
Fair and accurate depiction of how coherent she was a few minutes after you got the call, yes?
Yes.
She was able to articulate to you where her husband worked at TMG, correct?
Correct.
She was able to tell you the type and color of rental car that they had driven there in that morning, yes?
Correct.
She was able to tell you his height and weight, right?
Correct.
Which, by the way, she said 5'9", not 5'10", when she was talking to you, correct?
Correct.
Okay. And she knew what he was wearing and could describe what he was wearing, right?
Yes.
Okay. All several minutes after you got the 911 call, yes?
Correct.
Corporal Chun, that's your typical area of patrol, including the Pali lookout?
Yes.
Okay. And so you've been in that parking lot many times, yes?
Yes.
And it can be a busy parking lot, correct?
Correct.
And in fact, on the morning when you got there, it was a busy parking lot, correct?
Yes.
Now, I'm going to show you what's marked as Exhibit D67. And may I approach?
Yes.
Okay. Officer, last week I also asked you if you could watch D67 for me, and I acknowledge that it's from the body cam of another officer, but I asked you if in watching it, if you could, whether or not it was a fair and accurate depiction of how busy and crowded the parking lot was when you got there that day. You remember me asking you that?
Yes.
And you indicated that it was a fair and accurate depiction of how the parking lot looked when you got there that day, correct?
Correct.
Okay, and then I asked you to initial it. Can you initial it? I mean, did you initial that?
Yes.
Okay. And this is a fair and accurate depiction of how crowded and busy the parking lot was on that morning, yes?
Yes.
Okay. Your Honor, I move D67 into evidence.
Mr. Gardner.
I have what, Your Honor?
Yes.
Okay. Just to clarify, whose body-worn camera is this exhibit?
This was from my scene supervisor, Sergeant Ross Malloy.
Okay. And you remember what time this body cam is from?
Sorry, I don't really know.
Do you know if this body cam is from when the defendant and Ayden Koenig actually arrived at the Poly Lookout on the morning of March 24, 2025?
No.
So this body cam is sometime after that?
Correct. During the investigation.
During the investigation, so sometime after 10:30 in the morning?
Correct.
But again, you don't know the exact timestamp?
Correct.
And what's shown in the video, is that something you actually observed yourself?
No.
Object.
Okay. Is it showing the area of the Poly Lookout where the Poly Lookout Trail is?
It's a little bit, if you're looking towards like a lookout area, it's a little bit to the right.
Then, thank you. The state will object relevance and lack of foundation.
Sustained.
Sustained lack of
Officer
foundation.
Malloy got there, Sergeant Malloy got there shortly after you, correct?
Correct.
And the question I asked is, when you saw this clip of the parking lot, that's how the parking lot looked when you were there, yes?
Correct.
Okay. And it's a fair and accurate depiction of how the parking lot looked when you got there, correct?
Correct.
Okay, Your Honor, move to admit.
Mr. Garner.
Same objection.
Didn't observe it.
First state's objection was when marked as Exhibit B67 is received.
It's coming
And
in.
obviously, it was not taken at the time that Dr. Koenig and the complainant got there, because you guys weren't there when that happened, correct?
Correct.
I'm just asking if this is how it looked when you got there, and it is, correct?
Correct.
And again, you got there shortly after the call, correct?
Yes.
Like within minutes, right?
Correct.
Okay. Could we please publish the 67, Mr. Dirks?
Hawaii does things a little bit
Can you make it
differently
bigger,
down
or-
here.
Okay, no problem. Can we pause, please? So, Corporal, this is the parking lot that people use to access both the Poly Lookout and the Poly Puka Trail, correct?
Correct.
The lookout much more popular than the trail.
Okay, please go ahead and continue to play.
There's a rental, maybe. He's holding his police radio gangster style. That's for crucial conversations. Upside down.
Okay, we can take that down. So, Corporal, that's how it looked. There was cars and people and tourists in the parking lot when you got there, right?
Yes.
And you hiked in to where you believe the scene was, and it didn't take you too long to get there from the parking lot, correct?
Correct.
At least in the parking lot that morning, tourists, people, cars, busy place, yes?
Yes.
All right. 1 second, Corporal. Okay, thank you, Corporal Chun. That's all the questions I have for you this morning.
Any recovery?
One moment. Of course. Okay, Corporal Chun, good morning again.
Morning.
I apologize if I misspoke and said the wrong name when I was speaking earlier. My bad. Follow up real quick. So you met with Mr. Otake last week as well?
Yes.
So you met with both sides before testifying?
Correct.
In the video clip
Little jab
of
back at him.
Ariel at the end of the trail, on the Poly Puka Trail, to your observation, was she walking normally?
No.
And you discussed with these videos or with the video about, you were asked about Ariel's cognitive state, or the video that showed how she was talking. You said a portion. Does the rest of your body cam video have other indications of Ariel's condition?
Well, when I was talking to her, getting the information, she was sitting down, so she didn't have to worry about standing up and talking to me. So I believe that's what kind of helped her kind of concentrate on giving me the information that I needed.
Okay. I'll follow up. You said something about her voice and her breathing. What was that like again?
She was breathing heavy, and her voice was a little bit weak to me.
Thank you. No further questions.
Any recross?
One second. One moment, Judge. Oh, sorry. Sorry. Can we take a moment?
Yeah.
No further questions. Sorry.
Okay. Mr. Otake, recross based on what was outside reader.
Just very briefly, Corporal Chun, this meeting you had with me last week when you were here to testify, to be able to admit these exhibits, I needed to show them to you ahead of time so you can say you admitted them and that this is what
taking it personally.
They reflected what they were, right?
Correct.
And we went out there for a few minutes and we watched the clips, right?
Correct.
And beyond that, I didn't ask you anything else about what I was going to ask you or go through questions. All I did was show you those clips as we need to do in order to admit it, correct?
Correct.
Okay. Now, the meeting you had with the prosecutors, did that take place in person or is that by Zoom or by phone?
By phone.
Okay. And in that meeting, you guys went into what happened and what he was going to go over with you and the questions and things like that, yes?
Correct.
All right. Thank you, Corporal.
Any other questions for Corporal Chun?
No further questions.
Corporal, thank you.
Thank you.
No, what's that? What's that?
Mr. Warren, state next witness. State the next witness will be Brittany Kopp.
You do solemnly swear or affirm that the testimony about to give shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes.
Please have a seat.
So I'm going to just take a moment here for the TV. Okay, good morning.
Morning.
As you testify this morning, can you please keep the microphone as close to your face as possible and speak into the microphone as much as possible?
Yes.
Okay. Can you please state your name?
My name is Brittany Kopp.
Ms. Kopp, what do you do?
I'm an evidence specialist with the Honolulu Police Department.
How long have you been employed by HPD?
8 years.
What was your assignment on March 24, 2025 at around 1:43 p.m.?
I was asked to report to the Pali Lookout to take photographs and possibly recover evidence.
Taking a step back, in general, what are the duties of an evidence specialist?
As an evidence specialist, we work alongside the detectives, and they direct us into what kind of photographs we take, diagramming, and then recovery of physical and biological evidence.
And one more time, on March 24, 2025, where were you dispatched to?
The Pali Lookout.
When you arrived at the Pali Lookout, where did you go?
Once I got out of the car, I assumed that we would be going to the scenic route where what I know to be the scenic route, which is a flat ground, but we ended up taking a hike.
So did you expect to be going on a hike on March 24th?
No, I did not expect to be going on any type of hike that day.
Okay. What was the hike that you actually ended up going on?
People call it the Palipuka hike.
I think she's chewing gum still.
And were you actually able to go on the hike yourself?
I was with assistance. I had a camera bag, and at some of the points I had to have the officer carry it for me because I had to use two hands to climb up.
What kind of shoes were you wearing?
I was wearing Vans tennis shoes.
The flat bottom kind?
Yes.
Not the best for hiking.
Did you actually eventually get up to the trail?
Good for skateboarding.
Yes, I got to a part where some of the detectives were waiting.
Okay.
Shout out
when
to
you got to that
Vans.
point,
Not
what
a
were you
sponsor.
directed to do?
I was directed to take some photographs of that area, and the detectives also pointed out some red blood-like substances that were also on and near the trail.
Let's start with the photographs. All right. Approach with what's been marked as State's Exhibit 31 through 67, previously provided. Your Honor, may I approach the witness? You may. Ms. Kopp, I've handed you what's been marked as State's Exhibit 31 through State's Exhibit 67. I know that's a big stack, so could you just take a moment, look through, and when you're finished looking through all the exhibits, look up and let me know you're done.
Take your time, ma'am. We might fast forward. I'm going to break out the Lifesavers candies. Because Red's not here to stop me do the crinkle crinkle with the wrapper. If you train with barefoot hiking shoes, you can wear Vans or sneakers on the rocks if you walk carefully. As someone who destroyed some of the nerves in my foot on a 15-mile hike, I can tell you the proper hiking shoes is important. I'm never getting that feeling back, but...
Okay, so do you recognize that stack of exhibits?
Yes, I do.
Okay, what are they?
These are the photographs that I took on March 24th.
March 24th of 2025?
Of 2025.
And you said you were the one who took these photos?
Yes.
Do these photos fairly and accurately depict the Palipuca Trail as you were up there and as you observed it on March 24th, 2025?
Yes.
The state now moves States Exhibit 31 through 67 into evidence.
No objection. What has been marked for identification as States Exhibits 31 through 67 inclusive will be received into evidence.
Okay, Ms. Kopp, we're going to publish them one by one. So I'm going to publish States 31 right now.
I love the orange.
And we've got
I
that
can't
on the
find
screen
a big
next to
bag
you.
of them, though. They only come in
And
little bags.
just so you know, to your right-hand side on the witness stand, there's a pointer stick that if you need to refer to anything on the TV screen, can you please use that?
Okay.
Okay, with States Exhibit 31 on the screen now, first of all, can you tell us, what is this photo showing?
This is showing the main trail that I was on, and this is where I was instructed to start taking photographs.
Okay, you say main trail.
This is the
How
top
many
of the hill.
trails were you looking at up there?
There was this main trail, and then there was an area to the right of us that looked like it was kind of like a side trail to go off to walk towards the cliff area.
All right, and from this photograph, or Exhibit 31, you said you're looking at the main trail?
That's correct.
Are you
This
looking
is as
up
far as
or
officer
down the main trail?
hands-on
Looking up the trail.
hiked, I think.
And this side trail you mentioned, where would that be in orientation to States Exhibit 31?
It would be to the right.
Is it actually pictured in this photo?
No.
All right, we're going to now publish States Exhibit 32. Okay, Ms. Kopp, we have States Exhibit 32 on the screen. What is this photo showing us?
So this is a view of the right of where I was standing. So where the pointer is pointed, this is a hole in the bush that we're looking at, and then here is kind of where you can see impressions in the leaves, kind of like the side trail that I'm talking about.
Okay, so the impressions that you were pointing out in the bottom of the screen was the side trail.
That's correct.
And what's on the far right of this photo?
The far right, that's going to be the cliff area.
All right, moving on now to States Exhibit 33. Okay, Ms. Kopp, what are we looking at in States Exhibit 33?
This is a view of the hole in the bush here, and then here is to the left is the main trail, and then you can see this is the side trail.
Got it. Okay. So the main trail is on
The left of the picture.
left side of this photo. And when you say the hole in the bush, is that the term you're going to use throughout the rest of your testimony?
Yes.
Okay. All right, publishing now States Exhibit 34. Okay, Ms. Kopp, what are we looking at in this photo?
That is going to be in the top right corner, you can see the cliff area, and then here towards the middle bottom is the side trail. And closer to the left side of the photo, that's going to be the hole in the bush.
Okay, so which direction are you facing then for this photo? Are you facing towards the main trail or towards the side trail for this photo?
I'm facing towards the side trail.
I'm going to have to look for these mint orange lifesavers. I think I
Publishing
saw them.
now
I didn't know they
States
were
Exhibit
mint, though.
35 up on the screen. Ms. Kopp, what does this photo show?
That shows a closer up view of the cliff view area.
At this point where you're taking this photo, are you on the main trail or the side trail?
I am on the main trail and I just zoomed in.
I see. So between States Exhibit, I'm going to publish them both together. So the left side is going to be States Exhibit 32. The right side is going to be States Exhibit. I'm sorry, I'm misstating myself. The left side is States Exhibit 35, and the right side is going to be States Exhibit 34. Okay, can you describe what you mean by zoomed in?
So using my camera, I just used the zoom what do you say, on my camera, so that I'm standing in the same area, but I'm just getting a more zoomed in view of the cliff area.
Okay, so these two photos on the screen, Exhibits 34 on the right and 35 on the left, taken from the same place?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. Okay, Ms. Kopp, we're going to move on now to States Exhibit 36. What do we see in this photo, States Exhibit 36?
In the middle, you can see there's kind of like the depression or like where this side trail goes through. And up further here is the hole in the bush.
So you directed the middle of the screen, the dirt patch. Is that the side trail you're mentioning?
Yes.
Okay, and the hole in the bush is?
A little more, is kind of to the left of the side trail.
Publishing States Exhibit now 37. Okay, what happened with this photo?
This photo is a little it's underexposed, but I was taking a photograph of a rock that was pointed out by one of the detectives.
Okay. So did you find this rock that's in this photo yourself?
No.
Okay. And
Sorry, what exhibit is this?
States 37.
Okay, thank you.
And before I get any further, when you say underexposed, how does a photo get underexposed?
Underexposed meaning either due to the shade, because there's a lot of trees, could be a factor. Also, that my flash didn't fire, so that's why there wasn't enough light when the photo was taken.
Okay. All right. We're going to move on to States Exhibit 38. Publishing now. Okay, Ms. Kopp, was your flash working for this photo?
Yes.
Okay. What are we looking at in this photo?
So right in the center of the photo, you can see the rock here.
Okay. And again, this is, to reiterate, not something that you found yourself, but something you were directed to.
Yes.
Okay. All right. I'm going to take a pause and take States Exhibit 38 down, and I'm going to ask you a little bit about the rock.
Okay.
After you were directed your attention towards the rock, what did you do about that rock?
After photographing it, we put it into a clean paper bag.
And what did you do with the paper bag when you were done up at the poly that day?
Once I was done at the scene, I took it back to the main office where I packaged it properly with tamper evidence tape, and I later that day turned it into the evidence room.
Okay. And did you turn it into Eric Nagayama at the evidence room?
Yes, I did.
From the time that you collected the rock and sealed it up and turned it into Eric Nagayama, from the time that you collected it to the time you turned it in, was it in your sole custody and control?
Yes, it was.
During that time, did you tamper with, alter, substitute, or destroy any part of the rock?
No.
And at this point, I'm going to approach with what's been marked as States Exhibit, sorry, what will be marked as States Exhibit 2, and need to take a real quick. All right, and this has previously been shown to defense counsel. Thank you.
We have a very important poll going on in chat. It's going to change the way chat functions for just a minute. So if you can just read the poll and respond.
Ms. Kopp, I've handed you what's been marked as States Exhibit 2. Could you, without showing the jury, look into that bag that I just handed you? Do you recognize what's in that bag?
Yes.
What is it?
It is item 2, the rock that I recovered.
Is item 2 that rock in the same or substantially the same condition as when you recovered it on March 24, 2025?
Yes.
At this point, Your Honor, the state will move to admit States Exhibit 2 into evidence. Mr. Otake.
The Lifesaver is a round sugary candy with a hole in the middle.
And Your Honor, I'd like permission to publish to the
Resembles
jury.
a life preserver.
And could I publish by
But you
handing
eat
it
them.
to the jurors to pass around for a moment?
Is it sealed?
Yes.
Yes.
Thank you.
You can't see this, but it's green. It's winter green. I've got a big bag. I think they're 2 pounds, 13 ounces of Lifesavers. That's a lot of sugar. I don't know why they're single package. They used to be sold in rolls. You buy them in a roll, and I think you might still be able to get some of the fruit flavored ones that way, but some of these are not. Fun fact about these ones: these you used for making out as a teenager. You basically tell somebody that when you bite these in the dark, they spark, and you can't see it in your own mouth, so you go into the closet with somebody else, and there's a spark. What can I say? All right, we're going to take down this poll. Yeah, if you've been in the closet and seen the spark, raise your hand, or felt it, depending on how things went.
Now retrieve the exhibit from the jury. Thank you. I'm going to hand exhibit 2 to the court clerk. Thank you. Okay, Ms. Kopp. I'm going to get back into the photos you took that day. So I'm now going to publish on the screen State's Exhibit 225. What does this photo show?
That is another view of the rock.
Publishing now State's Exhibit 40, and I misspoke. The last exhibit was 39. Thank you. So now publishing State's Exhibit 40. Ms. Kopp, what are we looking at in State's Exhibit 40?
I am standing in the side trail, and I am looking up to the main trail. And I think due to the lighting of the way it's projecting on the TV, the branches here have blood-like stains on them.
Okay. And you directed the attention to the branches in the middle of the side trail?
Yes.
I'm going to zoom in to State's Exhibit 40. Okay. Can you describe what we're seeing in this zoomed in portion?
So it's just a close-up of the branches from the photo we were just looking at. And again, I think due to the exposure from the TV, but you can kind of see some red color here.
Taking State's Exhibit 40 down and publishing State's Exhibit 41. Ms. Kopp, what does this photo show?
This is a view of the main trail, and I am looking kind of at where the there's blood-like stains here, and the branches are in the right corner area. That's the zoomed-in area we were looking at earlier.
Okay. I'm sorry. Main trail or side trail?
This is the main trail.
Okay. Have you moved from where the last photo was taken?
I believe I'm now standing in the main trail so that I can take a photo of the blood-like stains here.
Okay. And you're directing to the bottom, middle, left portion of the screen?
Yes.
Zoom in. Okay. And what are you seeing in this zoomed-in portion from the bottom, middle, left part of the screen?
There's some blood-like stains on the leaves and the ground area.
Taking Exhibit 41 down and publishing Exhibit 42. Ms. Kopp, what do we see in this photo?
This is another view of the ground area, and I am trying to get a close-up view of the leaf here, which has red blood-like stains on it.
Okay. And is that in the center of the photo?
Yes.
Right. I'm going to zoom in State's Exhibit 42 to the middle of the photo as you just indicated. Okay. Can you describe for us what we see in this zoomed in portion of the middle?
There are some red blood-like stains on the leaves there.
Okay, now publishing State's Exhibit 43. Ms. Kopp, what are we looking at in State's Exhibit 43?
This is another view. I am standing on the main trail, and to the left of the trail, kind of off to the middle here, on this leaf, there is red blood-like stains on them.
That's a leaf in the left center of the photograph?
Yes.
Do you take other zoomed-in photographs of this leaf?
Yes.
Okay, I'm going to move on to them. State's Exhibit 44 being published right now. What does this photo show?
It's a zoomed-in photo of that same leaf with the blood-like stain.
Okay. And again, publishing now State's Exhibit 45.
Another view of the same leaf with the blood-like stains on it.
Okay. State's Exhibit 46 now.
This is another photo of that same leaf with the red blood-like stains on it.
Got it. All right. State's Exhibit 47 now. Could you tell us what this photo is of?
This is a view of the main trail. So I believe I went back and I stood in the side trail area, and I angled my camera towards the main trail to get this photograph.
Okay. Are you looking up or down the main trail at this point?
Looking up.
Now publishing State's Exhibit 48.
This is another, I'm standing in the side trail still, and I took another photo looking up at the main trail.
Now publishing State's Exhibit 49. Ms. Kopp, what do we see in this photo?
I moved back into the main trail, and my camera is pointed up the trail. In the top right corner, you can see a white piece of clothing.
It looks like it was moved off to the side. It wasn't the center of the trail previously.
I believe once I get closer to the item, I take close-up.
Okay. I'm just asking so I don't have to zoom in on.
Oh, okay, yes, sorry.
Okay, State's Exhibit 50 now. Publishing. What do we see in this one?
I'm getting closer to that white piece of clothing, still on the main trail, walking up.
Now publishing States Exhibit 51.
This is a close-up view of that item of clothing.
Okay. Publishing States Exhibit 52. Could you tell us what's in this one? I'm sorry.
Okay, so in this photograph, I walked past the item, so I'm now kind of at the top of the trail, we're going to call it, and the piece of clothing is now on the left side.
Okay, when you say top of the trail, is this like close to the top as far as you went?
Yes.
Okay. And which direction are you looking at the trail at this point, up or down?
I'm looking down.
Publishing States Exhibit 53. What does this exhibit show?
I'm still at the top of the trail looking down. The clothing item is still in the photo, and that hole in the bush that I was speaking about earlier is going to be here to the left.
And that's the same hole in the bush that you saw on the side trail?
Yes.
Now publishing States Exhibit 54. What does this exhibit show?
It's another view of the same. I'm standing at the top of the main trail looking down.
Any difference in flash in these two photos?
I think the flash is better here, so the photo's brighter.
Gotcha. Now publishing States Exhibit 55. Ms. Kopp, what is this photo showing?
This photo, I am still at the top of the trail, but I moved to where the item of clothing was recovered, and I'm shooting downwards to get that view.
Okay, so you're still standing at the top of where you went on the trail?
Yes.
Okay, are you zoomed in at all at the point?
I might be a little zoomed in, but I know that I did take a few steps forward because the item of clothing is no longer in the photograph.
Gotcha. Okay, so you took a couple steps down the trail before
Yes.
taking this exhibit. States Exhibit now 56.
I walked further, a few more steps down from the previous photo, and I'm still shooting down the trail. And I know this because some of the detectives were waiting for me to finish photographs, and there you can see feet at the top center here.
In the top center of the photograph, that's somebody's
Yes.
legs and shoes?
Yes.
Got it. Where's the side trail in proportion to this?
The side trail is going to be to the left side.
Is it to the left side of where you're standing?
I would see it would be a little bit more up, but it's before the detectives that were waiting, so it's like here, the side trail.
Got it. Okay. States Exhibit now 57. What are we looking at in this exhibit?
There is some blood-like stains again to the right on some of the right greenage leaf area there. So here.
Okay, and you've directed the pointer probably as far as you can reach, but to the middle of the screen right now?
Yes.
And what you're referencing is just to a little bit to the right middle.
Yes.
I'm going to zoom in. To the right middle portion of the screen. Is this what you're referencing as blood-like stains?
Yes.
Publishing now States Exhibit 58. Ms. Kopp, what does States Exhibit 58 show?
This is a close-up view of the branches from the previous image.
Okay. And I got to ask, I see something in the top right corner. What is that?
A shoe.
Is that one of the police officers you mentioned earlier?
Yes.
Got it. And then, where are you on the trail as you're taking this photo?
I'm standing on the main trail, and I believe I'm still coming down the trail.
Okay. Where are you in relation to the side trail?
The side trail is still going to be to the left.
Got it. All right, publishing now States Exhibit 59.
This photo, I walked back up the trail to where the item of the clothing item was recovered from, and this is kind of where I'm going to refer to the hole in the bushes here.
Okay. And you've pointed to the left middle portion of the screen, and that's the hole in the bush?
Yes.
Is that the same hole in the bush you referenced when discussing the side trail?
Yes.
Does that hole in the bush go all the way from the side trail through to the main trail?
I believe it did. I did not walk through myself, but I know that the hole that we were talking about earlier and this hole is coming from that same bush.
Got it. Publishing now States Exhibit 60. What does this photo show?
This is, I'm still standing at the top of the trail looking in through that hole in the bush, and I'm kneeling now so that I can get a photo of the blood-like stains here that are on the ground.
Okay. And did you take any close-up photos of those blood-like stains?
I think I have one more photograph.
Publishing now States Exhibit 61.
What is
Mathis,
this
I've got the
photograph?
ruling. It's like
This is
54
another
pages.
photo, kind of a zoomed in photo.
What page
of
do you want me to read?
blood-like stain seen in the previous photograph.
Okay, and can you direct us to where those blood-like stains are on this exhibit?
Going to be in the center of the photo.
And is there, how many stains are there that you can see?
I see two. So there's one in the center and then one more towards the bottom center.
Okay, now moving on to publishing States Exhibit 62. Ms. Kopp, what does States Exhibit 62 show?
This is the cliff area. So the detective wanted me to, using the side trail, to go and take a photograph of that cliff area.
Okay. So this is a different, are you taking this one in the same place as the last photo or a different place?
A different place.
Okay. So at this point, have you walked to the end of the side trail?
Yes.
That's a pretty nice view.
Publishing now States Exhibit 63. Ms. Kopp, what are we seeing in States Exhibit 63?
So from where I was previously standing looking out towards the cliff, if I turn around, this is what I saw. This is the hole in the bush in the center there.
Did you take any additional photos of this hole in the bush from the side trail or cliff side?
I think I have a zoomed in photo.
Okay. We'll publish now States Exhibit 64. What does States Exhibit 64 show?
So this is a zoomed in photo of the previous photo, and there is blood-like stains there in the middle.
Okay. I'm going to pull up a side-by-side now between States Exhibit 64, which is going to remain on the left, and States Exhibit 61 on the right. So States Exhibit 64, where was those stains located?
Those are from the front view. That makes sense.
Sorry, are these different stains or the same?
I believe they're different stains.
Are they? So you said they're both from the hole in the bush?
Yes, so they're, like I said, off of the main trail where I previously was taking that first pull under the bush, that it was a little further up.
Got it. Okay.
And then this is from the front of that bush.
Okay. Same hole in the bush or different hole?
The same hole.
Okay. All right, now publishing States Exhibit 65. What do we see in States Exhibit 65, Ms. Kopp?
65, I am now back at the top of the trail, and here to the left middle, that is going to be the hole in the bush.
Okay, and publishing now States Exhibit 66. What do we see in this exhibit?
It's another view. Right there in the center is kind of like the hole in the bush.
Got it. And last photo for now, States Exhibit 67.
And that is just a zoomed in photograph of the previous image.
This trial takes the top prize for a number of
photos down
pictures
for a
of
moment.
holes and bushes.
Sorry, can I call a quick recess here?
Yes.
We went for a while. So, ladies and gentlemen, we'll take a short recess. 10-minute recess. Ms. Alpha Fisher will get you at 11:55. Then a short session up until 12:30 before we break for our lunch. Leave your notebooks on the chair. All right.
All right, we're going to fast forward through the break because we can. Trying to get at least to midday before we need to wrap up here.
Ms. Huff is on the stand. Still no.
Break's over.
And Mr. Gardner, you may continue on with your direct examination. Again, short session until we get to 12:30.
Understood.
Thank you.
Okay, Ms. Kopp, in addition to taking the photos we went through already this morning and collecting item number 2, the
We'll
rock,
read here at the end.
did you collect any other evidence from the Polypoca Trail?
The item of clothing, which I believe was a cardigan, was also recovered, and I recovered some swabs.
Okay. How many swabs?
4.
And just in general, how do you collect an evidence swab?
If the swab is a dry substance or whatever we're swabbing is dry, the sterile swabs are removed from its pouch. We use distilled water to wet the tips just with just 1 drop of water. The swabs are then rubbed over whatever we're trying to swab. If the substance or air that we're swabbing is wet, the water is not added to the swabs, but the same sterile swabs are wiped over the wet substance.
And what did you end up swabbing on March 24, 2025?
I swabbed the leaf that I took multiple photographs of that was to the side of the main trail. I also swabbed the leaf that was on the ground on the main trail. And I also swabbed that branch area that was, when I'm looking up towards the trail, that branches that were to the right, that was also swabbed. And then that blood-like stain that was from when I recovered the swab, I stood in the front of the hole in the bush, and I swabbed that blood-like stain that I could see there.
So the swab, the last one that you mentioned from the we're just going to keep calling it the hole in the bush.
You guys, we're going to
When
be
you say from the
adults
front,
about
is that
this.
from the side trail side or from the main trail side?
Jokes are writing themselves.
After
but
coming
we're
off
just
of
gonna
the side trail, like I said, I was facing the cliffside, and when you turn around, the bush was right behind.
Got it. Could you, real quickly for a moment, just thumb through the exhibits that you have up there with you and pick an exhibit that shows where each swab was?
It's all good. I'm giggling too.
Already?
Yes.
Okay. And the first swab you mentioned, was that the swab of a blood-like stain recovered from a plant off the trail?
Yes.
Okay. What exhibit is the photograph that shows that?
Exhibit 46.
I'm going to put that up on the screen. Publishing now states Exhibit 46. Okay. And could you direct us on the screen to the area you swabbed?
So I swabbed this area here, the red blood-like stain there.
And was that swab designated as evidence item number 3 under HPD report 25-110958?
Yes.
Now taking down states exhibit 46. For the second swab you took, was that the one you mentioned was of a blood-like stain recovered from a plant from the leaf on the trail?
Yes.
Okay. Could you tell us what exhibit shows that?
Exhibit 42.
Okay. Publishing now states exhibit 42. Okay. And which area of this photo did you take that swab from?
In the middle here, the leaf that's on the ground there.
I'm going to zoom into this exhibit. Okay. Could you point us now to the leaf that you swabbed?
Sorry, it's kind of blown out here, but right here you can kind of see the red color.
And was this submitted as evidence item number 4 under HPD report 25-110958?
Yes.
Okay. The third swab you took, I think you mentioned, I'm taking down the exhibit, I'm sorry. Third swab that you took, it was the blood-like stain recovered from the tree branch, is that right?
Yes.
And could you tell us which exhibit shows where you took that swab?
Exhibit 40.
Now publishing states exhibit 40. Okay, could you show us on this exhibit where you took that swabbing from?
So it's going to be from the branches located here.
The branches in the middle right of the photo?
Yes.
Okay. I'm going to zoom in. Okay. Could you point us out to where the blood-like substance that you swabbed was?
So it'd be here, this area here.
Okay. And you're directing us to the left side of those branches?
Yes.
And was this swab of the branches from right next to the trail, was that designated as item number 5 under HPD report 25-110958?
Yes.
Okay. And the last swab you mentioned, where was that from?
I recovered it standing from the front of using the side trail and then viewing the hole in the bush from that side, from the front of it. I swabbed the blood-like stain that was located where I could see from there.
Okay. And what exhibit shows that best?
40, exhibit 64.
64. Publishing states exhibit 64. Okay, and then could you show us where you swabbed on this exhibit?
This area here.
And you're pointing to the center of the photograph. And was this swab of the blood-like stain on the ground under the bush, the hole in the bush as we've been calling it, designated as item number 6 under HPD report 25-110958?
Yes.
Okay. I'm going to take the exhibit down. Now, you've told us what a swab is, where you took it. After you take the swab, what do you do with the actual piece that you take?
The swabs have like a capture over it, so it keeps it not sterile, but it protects it from getting contaminated. The swabs are then placed in a self-sealing pouch, and we later seal it with tamper evidence tape.
And did you follow that procedure in this case?
Yes.
And then after you sealed up the swab in the pouch with the cap, with the tamper-proof tape, where did you take it?
Once getting back to the main station, I created evidence sheets and I turned it into the evidence room.
And was that to Eric Nagayama?
Yes.
And from the time that you collected the swabs labeled as items 3, 4, 5, and 6 to the time you gave the swabs to Eric Nagayama at the HPD evidence room, were they in your sole custody and control?
Yes.
During that time, did you tamper with, alter, substitute, or destroy the contents of any of those 4 items?
No.
During that time, did anybody else open the self-sealing package at all?
No.
Okay. One last section, Ms. Kopp. In addition to your work at the scene on the Palipuka Trail, did you also participate in the execution of a search warrant on a black Nike bag listed as item number 47 under HPD report 25-110958?
Yes.
What was your role in the execution of that search warrant?
I was assisting taking photograph of its contents.
I'm going to approach now with what's been marked as State's Exhibit 87 to State's Exhibit 103, previously shown to defense. May I approach the witness?
Yes.
And I'm going to collect all the other exhibits from this. Okay, Ms. Kopp, could you take a look through what I've just handed you, and when you're done, look up? Okay. Do you recognize what I've handed you?
Yes.
What are these?
These are photographs from the search warrant I assisted with.
And do these photographs fairly and accurately depict that bag that you helped execute the search warrant on and took photographs of, as well as the contents of that bag?
Yes.
At this point, the state will move State's Exhibit 87 to 103 into evidence.
Mr. Otto, subject to our previous record.
Yes.
What has been marked for identification as State's Exhibits 87 to 103 inclusive will be received into evidence.
And for the record, the state will reserve publishing on these exhibits for now.
Thank you.
I'm going to collect the exhibits from you, Ms. Kopp. Okay. Ms. Kopp, did everything you testified to occur in the city and county of Honolulu, state of Hawaii?
Yes.
Thank you. I have no further questions at this time.
Thank you.
I'm going to hand the exhibits to the clerk.
Please.
I'm going to hand exhibit 2 to the clerk as well.
Thank you. Mr. Osaki, cross-examination.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
Yes, Your Honor, 1 second. Good afternoon, ma'am.
Hello.
Hi. Just a few questions for you. I know it's getting close to time to eat. I'll keep it quick. Now, how long have you been an evidence specialist?
8 years.
8 years. And part of that, you received training and from HPD about how to go about your job, yes?
Yes.
And on the date of this incident when you went there and took these photographs that we've been discussing, you were not that morning, you didn't know you were going to have to go on a hike that morning, correct?
That's correct.
And so you were in, I think you said Vans, tennis shoes.
Yes.
And you walked up the hike.
Yes.
It's still not a sponsor.
Now, you arrived at the scene at 1:43 p.m. in the afternoon, yes?
Yes.
Okay. And we know that because you document that in your report, yes?
Yes.
Okay. So 1:43 p.m., that was approximately, well, that's a little over 3 hours after 10:30 a.m., yes?
Yes.
11, 12, yeah. A little over 3 hours after 10:30 a.m., correct?
Yes.
And so it's safe to say that the responding officers, the first officers there, had arrived at the alleged scene a lot earlier than you, yes?
I suppose I'm not, I don't know specifically what time they arrived, but yes.
Yeah, all I mean is you weren't the first person from HPD there, correct?
Correct.
So there was a responding officer named Officer Wu who testified that he was one of the first officers there. He would have been there before you, correct?
Yes.
Now, you go up on this trail and you take some photographs of the rock, yes?
Yes.
Let's, if we could we please pull up State's Exhibit 37? Let's maybe go to number 38. Sorry. Okay, 38. So this is a picture of the rock that you took, correct?
See if you can update your YouTube app.
And
that might
let me ask you this: when as an evidence specialist, do you agree, and part of your training, you want to document and photograph evidence, ideally in the location it was initially discovered, correct?
Yes.
Okay. In other words, that's part of what you're doing. You're there to document evidence and show where it was when the police first got there, yes?
Yes.
Okay. And so when you got up there, you took a picture of this rock, and it was right in that area there with the leaves around it and whatnot, yes?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And this would have been after the first officers, including Officer Wu, got there, correct?
Yes.
Could we please, Mr. Dirks, pull up what's already in evidence marked as State's Exhibit 6? Okay. So you see here, this is State's Exhibit 6, and the rock is kind of in that clearing little pathway?
Yes.
Okay. And that's not where you photographed it, was it?
No.
Can we put Exhibit 6, this was introduced for Officer Wu, can we put Exhibit 6 next to Exhibit 34 if that's possible, Mr. Dirks? If possible, if not, it's okay. Exhibit 6 and, I'm sorry, Exhibit 6 and 38. Okay. So, when you got there, you took a photo of it on the right, this one on the right, correct?
Yes.
And that's the rock there, yes?
Correct.
Exhibit 6 shows it in the middle of the walkway, yes?
Yes.
Okay, we can take that down. When you testified today, the prosecutor didn't ask you about that. Did you know that it had been moved before you photographed it?
No.
You thought you were photographing it where it was initially discovered, correct?
Yes.
And that's kind of an important piece of information, isn't it, ma'am? In terms of, as an evidence specialist, if you're going to photograph something and kind of represent that's where it was found, it's kind of important. And I'm not blaming you, right? Obviously, nobody told you, but it's important. It's important. You know, if you're photographing something where it had been moved and not where it was initially found, that's kind of an important thing to maybe note in your report or know as an evidence specialist, correct?
Correct.
Okay. And in fact, had you been told that by the officers that it had been moved, you probably would have documented that, yes?
Yes.
Thank you, ma'am. No further questions. Thank you.
Any reader?
No, thank you.
Ms. Cobb, thank you very much.
Thank you.
All right, looks like we get another little break. And I think we're just going to go to, let's see where we at. How far? The judge is going to give us some instructions. Here we go. Trying to zoom through everything we can. Get caught up. The rock was moved. It has blood on it. We've got pictures. You can compare it. We have the rock. You can see it's the same rock. But it was moved.
Raise your hand, please.
You do solemnly swear affirm that the testimony about to give shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
Please have a seat.
Thank you.
Good afternoon. And before you start testifying, could you just take the microphone as close to you as possible and speak into the microphone as much as possible, okay?
Good.
All right, can you please state your name?
My name is Mohammed Salame.
And what is your occupation?
I'm a police evidence specialist with the Honolulu Police Department.
How long have you been employed by HPD?
About 3 years.
What was your assignment on March 25th, 2025 at around 5:40 p.m.?
To take photographs and collect evidence, DNA reference sample.
In taking a step back, in general, what are the duties of an evidence specialist?
To process and document crime scenes, including individuals, through the use of photography, diagramming, and evidence collection.
And on that date at 5:40 p.m., what type of evidence were you assigned to collect?
That was a
under
memorized
HPD
response.
25-110958.
A DNA reference sample or a buccal swab?
And what is a buccal swab?
Buccal swab is a swab sample used to reference a known DNA sample.
And where would you collect a buccal swab from?
The interior cheek area of the mouth of an individual.
And who did you collect a buccal swab from in this case?
Mr. Gerhard Koenig.
And before you collect the buccal swab, do you document or photograph the person you're collecting the swab from?
I do. Mm-hmm.
At this point, Your Honor, I'm going to ask to approach with what's been marked as States Exhibit 129, States 238, and States 239.
Yes.
Previously shown. Can I approach the witness?
Yes.
Mr. Salome, I've handed you what's been marked as States Exhibit 129, 238, and 239. Could you take a look at those three exhibits, and when you're done, look up? Do you recognize what I've handed you?
Yes.
What are these?
These are photographs of Mr. Koenig.
And you took these photographs?
I did.
And again, was that on March 25th, 2025 at around 5:40 p.m.?
Yes.
Do these photographs fairly and accurately depict Gerhard Koenig on that date and time?
Yes.
At this point, the state will move States Exhibit 129, 238, and 239 into evidence.
Mr. Otake is subject to our previous record.
Objection is because of the jail outfit. We're going to see possibly orange or stripes.
239 will be received into evidence.
Thank you. I'm going to retrieve the exhibits from you, Mr. Salome.
Okay.
And again, we will reserve publishing for the moment. Okay. Could you walk us through the mechanics of how you actually collected the buccal swab from Mr. Koenig?
Of course.
Dr. Koenig, I'm sorry.
Yeah. I start with a new pair of gloves, new pair of swab. I begin by swabbing or collecting the sample from the interior cheek area, left and right cheek area, also known as the buccal. And then after collecting the sample, I cap the sample, place it into a self-seal envelope, and then seal it into a manila envelope.
And is that the way you actually collected the sample on March 25th, 2025 in this case?
Yes.
After you collected the swab and sealed it, what did you do with it?
I submitted it to the evidence room.
And who did you give it to at the HPD evidence room?
Ms. Jeanette Moses.
And did you do that on March 26, 2025?
I did.
From the time that you collected the buccal swab from Gerhard Koenig on March 25th, 2025, to the time that you submitted it to Ms. Moses on March 26, 2025, was the swab in your sole custody and control?
It was, yes.
And also, was the swab designated as evidence item number 45 under HPD report 25-110958?
Yes.
During that time, from the time you took the swab to the time you submitted it, was it in your? I'm sorry, repeating myself. Did you tamper with, alter, substitute, or destroy the contents of the packaging in any way?
I did not. No.
Tamper with the swab in any way?
No.
During that time, did you or anybody else open the self-sealing package at all?
No.
Okay. Did everything you testified to occur in the city and county of Honolulu, state of Hawaii?
Yes, it did.
Thank you. I have no further questions at this time.
Thank you.
I'm going to hand the exhibits to the clerk.
Thank you. Cross-examination.
Very briefly, thank you, Your Honor. Good morning, Mr. Solomon.
Good morning,
Is
sir.
I saying that right?
That's
Solomon?
correct.
Thank you for being here. I just had a couple of questions. The photographs that you just, you were just shown, 238, 239, and 129. Did you take those at the same time that you were doing the buccal swab?
Yes.
Okay, so you indicated that on March 25th, 2025, the buccal swab you took at 5:40 p.m. roughly, yes?
Yes.
And you would have done the photographs roughly at that same time, correct?
Yes, prior to collection.
Right before. Okay.
Yes.
So 5:40 p.m. on the 25th of March is 10:30 a.m. on the 24th of March. 5:40 p.m. is about 31 hours later, correct?
I wouldn't be able to.
Yeah. So if we go 10:30 a.m. on the 24th,
Okay.
then we go to 10:30 a.m. on the 25th. That's 25 hours, right?
Okay.
And then from 10:30 on the 25th to 5:30, that's 7 hours, right? 10:30 to 5:30, right?
10:30 to 5:30.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you took these photographs, 24 hours plus 7, 31. You took these photographs 31 hours after 10:30 a.m. on the 24th, correct?
Sorry, 25 plus 7 is 32.
24 plus 7.
24 plus
Yeah.
7, 31. Yes.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, 31 hours after
I didn't come here to
10:30
math.
a.m. on the 24th,
Okay.
correct?
Yes.
Okay. And let's publish it. Let's publish these now, since they're in evidence. So if we could exhibit
Bring it, says
238,
defense.
it's going to be on the screen here. So that's a photograph
This
you
is
took
funny because they
when you were doing
objected to him wearing
the
the jail clothes.
buccal swabs of Dr. Koenig, yes?
Yes.
And this was at the Honolulu Police Department.
The central receiving desk.
Central receiving, correct?
Yes.
Okay, 31 hours later. Let's go to 239. Okay. Can we zoom in on his ear and his cheek? Is that possible? Okay. So that's his ear and his cheek, 31 hours later. And then if we could go with 129. Okay, and that's the front of him 24 hours later. I mean 31 hours later, correct?
Yes.
All right. Thank you, sir. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.
No further questions.
Mr. Garner, any redirect?
No, thank you.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's take our lunch break now. Leave your notebooks on your chair. Have you come back at 1:30 this afternoon and talk more about this case. Keep an open mind. Do not try to learn about this case outside. All of you, have a good lunch. All right.
All right, now we're taking a lunch break. Trying to get through all of today. I have to go here so soon. I'm not going to be able to get done through with everything. Big long lunch break. A Hawaii-style lunch break. I think they had a luau during this time.
State of Hawaii versus Gerhard Koenig, 1 CPC-25-373. Dr. Koenig is present in court with all 4 counsel of record. All jurors are back in the court. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. We'll continue on with the presentation of evidence. Mr. Garner, state's next witness.
State calls Chun Nicola.
I have to leave, leave in 45 minutes. Tops. Lena, we're not there yet. We're still finishing day 4.
swear affirm that the testimony about to give shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes.
Good afternoon.
That's it.
Sorry. Sorry. As you testify today, could you also speak as much into the microphone as possible?
Yes.
Okay. Could you please state your name?
Chun Nicola.
And Mr. Nicola, what do you do for work?
I'm a Honolulu police officer.
How long have you been employed by HPD?
Just about 9 years.
Were you employed and on duty on March 24th, 2025?
Yes.
On that date, what was your assigned unit?
I was assigned to the Criminal Investigations Division's Strategic Enforcement Detail.
And what does the Strategic Enforcement Detail generally do?
We either handle cases or we assist other detectives or other details within the Criminal Investigations Divisions.
And on about 12:45 p.m. on March 24th, 2025, where were you dispatched to?
The Palipuka.
When you got to the Palipuka, what were you assigned to do?
We were assigned to look for the suspect and go up into the mountain, into the trail area.
And did you actually do that?
Yes, I did.
Okay. And when you say go up into the mountain, where exactly did you go?
So we had to go up to the initial scene and canvass the area and look for different routes in different areas that he might have went, or just that whole mountainside area.
Okay. What was the terrain like on that mountainside area?
It was steep, it was rocky, there was dirt.
What was the ground brush cover, if there was any, like?
I mean, it was dirt and grassy area.
How long did you stay at the Pali Lookout on March 24th, 2025?
About 6 hours, maybe.
What time did you end up leaving?
Right around just about 6 p.m.
Who was with you when you were leaving?
Officer Koki and Officer Borges.
And where were you instructed to go at around 6 o'clock p.m.?
Back to the main police station on Baratano.
So you're going back towards town, or you're going towards Windward side?
We're going town-bound. So we left Palipuka and we went Pali, but we went town-bound towards the main station.
And can you describe the vehicle that you and the other two officers were in?
So we're in an unmarked HPD police vehicle. It's a Nissan Quest, gray in color.
So Nissan Quest. What kind of vehicle is that?
It's a van, a regular van.
And where were you positioned in that Nissan Quest?
I was driving the van.
I know you talked a little bit about it, but can you clarify the route you were taking to get back from the Pali Lookout to the main station?
Okay, so we left. We were at the top part where that rock wall was. We parked, then we left, and we went down towards Pali, so the Nuuanu Drive.
Nuuanu Pali Drive?
Pali Drive, yeah, to Pali Highway.
As you were driving down the Nuuanu Pali Drive, what did you observe?
As we pass everybody, we go down. I see a male emerging from the brush area behind this tree, like the forest area, come across the roadway.
Can you describe the male that you observed?
Yeah, he was average height, maybe 5'7", 5'8". He was wearing a white shirt, blue pants, which he had like blood on his shirt.
Or what looked like blood?
What looked like blood appeared to be blood.
How close did you get to the male in the vehicle?
So after we continued to drive down, we pulled just alongside. So if this is my vehicle, he was approximately right there.
And for the record, you just demonstrated about an arm's length?
A little bit past arm length away.
Okay. And you got a little bit past an arm length away from your vehicle?
Yes.
Did you recognize that male to be anybody relevant to your investigation?
Yes, the suspect.
And that's based on the description you were given?
Yes.
If you were able to see that person again, would you be able to recognize him?
Yes, I would.
If that person is in the courtroom, can you point to that person and let us know an article of clothing that they're wearing?
Sitting in the middle with a blue collared shirt.
And may the record reflect the witness has identified the defendant.
Record like identification has been made.
Okay. And who did you ID the male as, name-wise?
Well, Garrett Koenig. Koenig, sorry.
So once you observed the male and ID him as Garrett Koenig, what actions did you take?
So we pulled alongside. I told my other fellow officers in the car that was him, and then we pulled up, and then I put up alongside of him. I said, "Hey, police, stop! Let me see your hand."
Okay. Now, when you said, "Police, stop! Let me see your hands," can you tell us what kind of voice you used when you do that?
I mean, I used kind of a loud, commanding voice so that he could hear.
Mr. Nicola, I'm sorry I'm going to ask you this. Do you mind demonstrating?
Yeah, so I pulled up and I said, "Hey, police, stop! Let me see your hands."
And after you said that, did you give the defendant a chance to comply?
Yeah, so he looked at me. He looked back because now we're face. I'm looking at him and he's looking at me when I said that.
Okay. So he's looking at you when you say, "Police, stop."
Because he's up the van approaching because he runs in front of us because we come down.
And how long did you give him to comply with that demand?
I mean, at that point, I'm just looking at him. Could have been, I don't know, 15, 20 seconds. He's just looking at me.
Okay. And after you see the defendant, you pull up, you tell him to stop, you guys look at each other, then what does the defendant do next?
Then he turns and he runs away from my vehicle to this brushy, like the grassy area because we're still in the roadway.
Okay, you say you
We
ran
got a
through
runner.
a brushy or grassy area. Can you describe the area?
Yeah, it's just like it's the road and it's like grass and dirt area, and then there was like bushes beyond that.
Okay, as the defendant ran toward the road and the grassy area and the bushes, what did you do?
I then put my vehicle in park. I exited my vehicle and I gave chase after him.
Did anybody else pursue as well?
Yeah, my other two partners are with me, but they were on the other side of the vehicle, so
They're too slow.
I didn't see when they came out or anything. I was just focused on running ahead of me.
So of the three officers, who got to the defendant first?
I did.
What happened when you got to the defendant?
So as I got closer, I reached out and I grabbed his right arm.
And I sat
to
on
try.
it.
I'm still yelling, police stop, and I was able to grab onto his right arm.
After you grabbed the defendant's right arm, actually, pause that.
Yes.
Restart the question.
Can you
said
demonstrate?
You kept yelling, police stop?
Yes.
How many times?
I just kept yelling as I was running. Multiple times I just was yelling, police.
Okay. And going forward again now, after you grabbed the defendant's arm, what did the defendant do?
He tries to pull break my grip, so he tries to pull out and continue running away from me to get away from me.
And as the defendant's pulling away from you,
Right.
when you're grabbing his right arm, what happens with you and the defendant?
We're in this like grassy, like muddy area, so I lose my balance and he loses balance, so we both fall on and I fall on top of him.
Right. Who falls on top of who?
He sat on
I fell on top of him.
So those are the injuries he received.
Okay, so now at this point, you and the defendant have both fallen, and you fall on top of him. What did the defendant do next?
I didn't know that was coming.
Starts reaching for it. He has this like black, I don't know, side bag. I don't know what you call it. It's like he has it around him. He starts to grab for it.
And once you see the defendant reaching for this bag, what do you do next?
I'm trying to use my physical strength to pull the bag away from him, which I was able to, and I'm able to pull it off of him and get it away from him.
And so were you actually able to get the bag away from him?
Yes, I did.
So what did you do with the bag once you got it away from the
So once I
defendant?
got it away, I threw it on the side of me to get it away from me and him, away from arm length reach from anybody, so he couldn't grab the bag again.
Right. So at this point, now that you've gotten the bag away from the defendant, what happens next?
Well, he's still trying to push and fight, and he's trying to like grab all over. So I don't know what he's going for. He's reaching for his waist. He's going for his pants. So I don't know if he has a weapon or not. So
I tased him.
I continue to try to gain control of him.
Please say you tased
And
him.
as defendant's doing this, as he's reaching for his waist and all this, how do you attempt to gain control of the defendant?
So I give him some distractionary strikes to his large muscle group area.
Okay. And when you say distractionary strikes, could you explain for us what that means?
I give him close fist strikes.
Please
And when you say large muscle groups, what do you mean by that?
I'm trying to hit his arm areas and his legs.
And how many distractionary strikes did you do?
About 6 of them.
Maybe 10.
Ultimately, was
I
the
wasn't
defendant
counting.
apprehended
Yes, he was.
and arrested?
Yes.
After the defendant was arrested, what happened with his backpack?
So then, after he was arrested, I went back and grabbed the bag. I put it in a brown paper bag and I secured it until the detective came.
Okay. And once the detective came, what did you do with the backpack?
I then transferred custody and gave him the bag.
Did you take any photographs of the defendant and his physical condition on March 24th, 2025?
Yes, I did.
Your Honor, may I approach with what's been marked as State's Exhibit 132, 235, and 237?
I love this officer. This is awesome. Good
sorry.
testimony.
236.
Big guy, but he beats his two
5 and 236? Or
his two fellow officers
wrong one?
in a foot chase of
I
a
apologize.
little
There's
scrawny
4
160-pound guy.
photographs.
Sits
We
on
have
him,
132,
pummels him into
235,
submission.
236, and 237.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right, may I approach? Okay, Officer Nicola, I've handed you 4 photographs now. Could you take a look through all 4, and when you're done, look up and let me know?
Yes.
Okay.
Good.
Do you recognize what I've just handed you?
Yes.
What are these?
The photos after he was placed under arrest.
And these are the photographs of the defendant.
Yes.
Do these photographs fairly and accurately depict the defendant as you observed him on March 24th, 2025?
Yes.
At this point, the state will move to enter 132, 235, 236, and 237 into evidence.
No objection. And would have been marked for identification as State's Exhibits 132, 235, 236, and 237 we received as evidence.
Okay, and permission to publish.
Ready.
Okay, Officer Nicola, I'm going to put those photos up on the screen, starting with Exhibit 132.
Once again, overexposed, and he's standing on the wall.
And
There
now
we go.
rotated correctly. Officer Nicola, what does this photograph show?
Full body picture of the suspect.
And what's that in the background of this photo?
It's the kind of grassy area that he ran into, we ran into.
And how big are the trees back there?
About 6.
Very big.
Publishing now states Exhibit 235. And we'll rotate it correctly. Okay, Officer Nicola, what does this photo show us?
Closer view of his kind of upper chest area.
And now publishing states Exhibit 236. And apologies, I might have to rotate it again. Okay, what does this photo show?
This is a left profile.
And lastly, Exhibit 237. And again, we'll rotate it upright. What does this photo show?
His right profile.
He's got a bit of grass stuck to his head.
I'm going to take the exhibits down.
Just a wee leaf.
After you arrested the defendant, Officer Nicola, where did you take him?
Took him to Straub Hospital.
Why did you take the defendant to the hospital?
Because I landed on him.
When we took him down, there was force use and stuff, so we always take the suspect to the hospital.
How long did you and the defendant stay at the hospital?
Probably about 5 hours.
5 hours? What? Did he have to wait because there were
Couple
more critical
questions.
people to be treated?
What were you wearing that day, Officer Nicola?
I was in a plainclothes attire, so I had a t-shirt, pants, and I had my badge from my neckline, and then I had my gun belt underneath my shirt and stuff.
Why 5-0?
Sorry, where was your badge actually displayed on your body?
It was on my chest area.
And last couple of questions. Officer Nicola, how tall are you?
About 6 feet,
And approximately how much did you weigh on March 24th, 2025?
300 pounds.
Did everything you testified to occur in the city and county of Honolulu, state of Hawaii?
Yes.
Thank you. No further questions at this time.
6 feet, 300. Carries it pretty well.
Okay, cross-examination.
Good afternoon, Officer Nicola. Just a few questions for you. You mentioned that you, on the day of this incident, were part of something called the Strategic Enforcement Detail. Is that right?
Yes.
And it's true that the Strategic Enforcement Detail is a plain clothes detail. In other words, you're not wearing what you're wearing today, your uniform you're wearing today, correct?
Yes.
Patrol officers who are on patrol, they wear the uniform you're wearing today, correct?
Yes.
Patrol officers on patrol also wear body cameras, yes?
Yes, sir.
But in the Strategic Enforcement Detail, HPD has it where you guys don't wear body cameras, correct?
Yes.
So the patrol officers have body cameras on. It records the interaction. It records what you guys did, what the suspect did, what was said, what wasn't said, correct? For a patrol officer, right?
Yes, sir.
But you guys, no body cameras, correct?
No, sir.
And that's a decision by HPD, yes?
Yes.
You mentioned being in an unmarked van, is that right?
Yes, sir.
And when you say unmarked van, sir, you just mean it's just like a van, like it doesn't have any HPD?
No logos, no lights and sirens, nothing like that.
No sirens?
Nothing.
So he's undercover.
And no dash cam either?
No, sir.
No body cam, no dash cam, unmarked vehicle, correct?
Yes, sir.
When you were coming down and you left the area, you're driving down, I guess you said New Wanapali Drive, is that right?
Yes.
So is that, just so we're all clear, so when you leave the lookout, you kind of, to come back to Pali Highway, you got to come down kind of like a...
It's like a, I don't know how to explain it.
Like a driveway, I mean not driveway, but like a
long
off-ramp, kind of, on-ramp.
Yeah, something.
Okay. Like it's what people use to get back on Pali Highway from the lookout, right?
Yes.
Okay. And it's around 6 p.m., yes?
Yes.
And so this was about a year ago, so it's a similar time of year. So it's 6 p.m. this time of year. It's not dark yet, right?
Not at all.
It's still lit, yes?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So it's 6 p.m. It's still lit, and you see who you believe to be the suspect walking down the street in the lake, correct?
Yes.
And when you first saw him, he was walking, not running, correct?
When he ran across from the trees for the brushy area, he ran across to us.
But when you first saw him, he was walking down Poly Drive, right?
Well, he first ran across the out of the bushes. He runs across, and then we come up alongside of him, and then that's when he's walking.
Okay. Oh, I see. So he ran across, and then he was walking.
Then he's walking alongside because we drive up, right?
Got it. Okay. And then he was walking down when you guys pulled up next to him.
Yes.
Okay. You mentioned some of the force that you used in apprehending Gerhard, yes?
Yes, sir.
You mentioned that you, at the time, weighed about 300 pounds, is that right?
Yes, sir.
And you were with Officer Koki
Koki.
and Officer Borges?
Yes, sir.
And they're also pretty big guys, yes?
Yes, sir.
And you mentioned some strikes to his large muscle area to get compliance. I think you said maybe about 6 strikes to his large muscle area, correct?
Yep.
And his muscle area you're talking about is like his arms, his legs, the core of his body, correct?
Yes, sir.
And you know, when you use force, officer, you have to fill out something called a use of force form after, correct?
Yes, sir.
And in this case, you did your best to fill that out accurately, yes?
Yes, sir.
So it's true then that in the process of apprehending him these strikes, you did not hit him in the face or head, correct?
Yes.
That's correct.
Yep.
You mentioned taking him to the hospital. He had visible injuries when you were dealing with him after, yes?
Yes, sir.
But you believe that those injuries came from the hike, yes? Or the incident, correct?
The incident from when we both fell down.
Yeah, and from the hike, yes?
Sure. Yes.
And then you took him to Straub.
Straub Hospital.
And then at Straub, did you stay with him the full 5 hours?
I stayed with him up until about the last hour. Then Officer Koki came and relieved us, and we went back to the station.
Okay. 1 second. But to be clear, you never hit him or struck him in his face or head, correct?
Yes.
All right. Thank you, officer. No further questions.
But you did tackle him to the ground and land on top of him.
Officer Nicola, do you know what body part the defendant landed on when you fell on top of him?
So we went forward, and he landed on his head area, like, because I went down and I was trying to grab him to stop him. We both just fell down.
Thank you. No further questions.
He landed on his head. There you go.
No. Thank you, officer. Officer, thank you.
Just about had an accidental discharge there. Gun caught on the witness cam. Officer's all muscle.
Riley Borges.
It's 2 o'clock Hawaii time on what we're watching. It's 4:30 my time. I'm not sure if we're going to be able to finish this witness. We have to run and get ready here.
You do solemnly swear affirm that the testimony about to give shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
That's right. Please come see. Thank you.
Oh man, the pointer stick. Those things aren't cheap.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Could you please state your name?
Riley Borges.
Okay. Mr. Borges, what is your occupation?
Honolulu police officer.
How long have you been employed by HPD?
Almost 6 years.
Were you employed on duty on March 24th, 2025?
Yes.
On that date, what was your assigned unit?
I was part of the Criminal Investigation Division, Strategic Enforcement Detail.
And at around 12:45 p.m. on March 24th, 2025, where were you dispatched to?
I was dispatched to a hiking area known as the Palipuka.
And what area is the Palipuka located in?
It's located off of Pali Highway on Nu'uanu Pali Drive.
All these officers'
Before you get to the Puka, do you got to go to the
really
lookout?
accent their shoulders really well.
When you got to the area that day,
massive.
What were you asked to do?
I was asked to canvass the area, the forestry area, to look for the suspect or evidence or anything that stuck out to us.
When you say you were looking to canvass for the suspect or evidence, what was the primary objective?
Primary objective for myself and like our small unit was to look for the suspect.
Did you actually go up the Palipuka trail?
Yes.
How far up the trail did you go?
I went all the way to the Puka, which is approximately about a 20 to 30 minute hike if you're going pretty fast.
And can you describe the trail and the condition of the trail up to the Puka?
Yes, it's all dirt, some grass, loose footing, areas that have a steep incline. There's some areas that previously people tied up ropes because it's very steep to get up there. And then some areas where it's very narrow, that the cliff is right to your right.
Which side, so when you say it's to your right, is it the windward side or the town side?
It'd be windward side.
And do you know how big the cliff was?
I would say approximately close to 1,000 feet.
And when you were up there that day, what was the wind level like?
It was very windy.
What was the terrain, you mentioned that you hiked up to the Puka. Did you canvass any other areas as well?
Yes.
Okay, what areas were those?
The kind of landing area where the incident had occurred.
And can you describe the terrain, or I'm sorry, the ground cover of that area?
That area was like a small opening, relatively flat, and grass and some brush around there.
And then can you describe the ground cover generally of the area you canvassed?
Generally, the trail itself is kind of a beaten path. You know, it's got some grass, but overall dirt and some rock. But as soon as you go off the trail, it gets to dense forest, dense bamboo, and other shrubs and bushes.
Did you search the bottom of the cliff yourself?
The windward side, you're asking?
Yes.
No, we weren't able to access that area.
How long did you stay at the Poly Lookout area on March 24, 2025?
Around 5 to 6 hours.
And what time did you leave?
Approximately 1800 hours, 6 p.m.
Thank you. Who was with you?
I was with Officer Nicola and Officer Koki.
And where were you instructed to go?
I was instructed to go back to the main police station.
And that's 801 South Veritania Street?
Yes.
What was the route that you guys were taking?
So we exited the parking lot of the lookout, and we're on New Poly Road, headed townbound towards Poly Highway.
Can you describe the vehicle?
We were in a Nissan Quest, gray. It's like a van.
Is this a police car or no?
It's an unmarked vehicle. No police lights or sirens.
Where were you positioned in the vehicle?
I was in the second row, and I was in the middle, so I could see like the windshield. Yeah.
Sorry, could you describe a little bit about this type of van and what you mean by that?
I guess the best way to describe it is like a soccer mom van. It's, you know, a passenger van. It can hold like 7 people.
Van. Yes.
It's got the automatic sliding doors.
Minivan.
That kind of stuff.
Got it. Okay. And then, so second row, was there a row behind you?
Yeah.
And as you were driving down New Poly Drive in the middle seat, what did you observe?
From about 100 yards away, I could see a male exit what appeared to look like he exited the brush area and onto the road.
Can you describe the male that you observed?
From about 100 yards away, I could just see that it was a male, lighter in skin color, and I saw like blue clothing of sort.
How close did you get to him in that vehicle?
From 100 yards, when we first saw him, we drove right up to him.
And then once you drove right up to him, what window of the vehicle were you seeing him out of?
The windshield, primarily.
And were you able to make any other visual observations as you got up right up close?
Yes. While we were still driving, from about 20 yards away, I was able to identify who the suspect was.
Who did you identify him as?
Gerhard Koenig.
And how did you identify him?
I previously looked at his Hawaii driver's license on our computer system to familiarize myself with his appearance.
If you were to see that person again, would you be able to recognize them?
Yes.
If that person is in the courtroom today, could you point at an article of clothing and let us know what they're wearing?
Yes. A blue long-sleeve button-up shirt.
Your Honor, may the record reflect the witness has identified the defendant.
Record reflect identification was made.
Okay, so Officer Borges, you observe the male and identify him as Gerhard Koenig. What actions do you take next?
From there, Officer Nicola parks the vehicle, and he exits first, and simultaneously we're all trying to exit, but I have to exit through the right side, which is the passenger side, and that is the opposite side that the suspect is on.
Were you saying anything as you exited the vehicle?
Yes, I was saying, police, stop, resisting.
Could you tell us the type of voice you were using when you were saying police, stop?
Loud, commanding voice to announce my presence and to stop.
Officer Borges, if you could, maybe lean back from the microphone before you do this, but could you demonstrate?
Yes. Police, stop!
Thank you. Did you give the defendant a chance to comply?
Yes.
About how long?
A few seconds.
And how many times did you say police, stop?
I don't know the exact number, but we're trained to just continuously say that until we get compliance.
What did the defendant do after you said police, stop?
As I was saying police, stop, I noticed that he was trying to go further into the brush area, which is immediately off the road is the forest.
All right. And after you see the defendant going towards the forest, what do you do?
That's when, at that time, I'm still on the passenger side trying to wrap around, and I briefly break visual contact, and by the time I come around, that's when I see Officer Nicola close to the suspect.
Okay. When you say you break visual contact, what does that mean?
Just in the actions of me getting out of the van and having to run around, I momentarily lost the visual of the suspect.
Got it. So like as you were exiting out the passenger side, you couldn't see him?
Yes.
Okay. So you mentioned Officer Nicola. Was anybody else pursuing the defendant at that time?
Yes, Officer Koki.
Who got to the defendant first?
Officer Nicola.
Did you see Officer Nicola and the defendant's first contact together?
Not the first contact.
Okay. Can you describe what you saw as you came around the vehicle?
As I came around the vehicle, Officer Nicola and the suspect, they were already on the ground, and Officer Nicola was attempting to detain or subdue the suspect.
And what did you observe the defendant doing as Officer Nicola was trying to detain him?
He was on the ground, filleting his arms, kicking his legs, trying to move his body.
Was the defendant doing anything with his arms?
Yes, he was. In addition to flailing it, he was tucking it under his chest area while he was prone on the ground.
Did you have any concerns over seeing the defendant tuck his arms under his chest area?
Yes.
What were you concerned about?
I was concerned that the suspect would be reaching for his waistband, which is a common area that people hide tools or weapons of such.
Okay, so after you see this, can you explain the steps that you took?
Yes. So by that time, Officer Nicola, Officer Koki were trying to subdue the suspect. I went around to kind of his legs area and just tried to take a hold of his legs and hold it down.
Okay. Was that able to work?
Not initially. We were able to keep him on the ground, but we're still trying to restrain him.
Okay. Sorry, maybe I should rephrase that. When you grabbed the defendant's legs, were you able to gain control immediately?
No.
Okay. What was the defendant doing at that point?
At that point, you could still feel his body resisting our movements to get him into a handcuffing position.
Can you explain then, after that point, the steps that you used to help detain the defendant?
So I attempted to grab his arms, but because they were tucked, I wasn't able to grab it, so I delivered a few strikes to his right thigh.
And did you refer to those strikes as muscle dysfunctional strikes?
Yes.
Okay. Can you explain what those words mean?
Yes. A muscle dysfunctional strike is a strike used on a part of the body, on the muscle, so that it kind of gives the muscle a stun, and you're not able to use it for a few seconds.
And where did you deliver those muscle dysfunctional strikes?
To his outer thigh area.
He was getting wailed on.
As you were delivering these dysfunctional strikes, were you saying anything?
Please stop.
Take that.
Were you telling him anything else?
That.
Stop resisting.
Stop resisting. That's their favorite.
Did you tell the defendant what to do with his hands?
Place them behind his back.
So as you were telling the defendant to stop resisting and to place his hands behind his back, did that work?
No.
Okay. So after you've now done the muscle dysfunctional strikes, you told the defendant to place his hands behind his back, what was your next step?
The muscle dysfunctional strikes weren't working, so I switched to more of a pain compliance type of strike.
And what's the difference between the muscle dysfunctional strike and the pain compliance strike?
The pain compliance strikes are going to target areas such as your ribs. That is so. When you deliver those strikes, you can feel the person kind of lose the will to fight, is what it's called, and you can feel their level of resistance decreasing.
And where did you deliver the pain compliance strikes in this case?
To his ribs, right side rib cage.
And how many of those strikes did you deliver?
About 10.
Approximately 2 to 3.
Were those effective?
Yes.
Up to 10 strikes.
So after those pain compliance strikes were effective, did the defendant continue resisting?
Very slightly, but we were able to get his arms behind his back.
Ultimately, was the defendant apprehended?
Yes.
Who actually conducted the arrest?
The arrest was made by Officer Nicola.
Sir Borges, what were you wearing that day?
I was in plain clothes attire, which is sort of like a tactical long pants, a plain T-shirt, and a badge on a lanyard around my neck.
When you say tactical, is that like military style?
It's plain in color, but it's like a 5'11" type of pants, if you're familiar with that.
There's another brand I love, 5'11".
Sir Borges,
tactical.
how tall are you?
About 6'3".
And on that date, March 24th, 2025, approximately how much did you weigh?
235 pounds.
And did everything you testified to occur in the city and county of Honolulu, state of Hawaii?
Yes.
Thank you. I have no further questions at this time.
All right, we have to pause there because I have to leave. So we've got to pause. I know I've got about an hour left of today. 511 is not a sponsor, but they make some great gear. Let me just tell you as we get ready to. I've got to run to the doctor and get poked by a bunch of needles. We did make a brief song. I'm sorry, no one asked for it, but it needed to be made. There's we heard a lot about one thing today. Hey, how's it going? Thank you. And that was a particular feature on the trail that was photographed extensively, and needs to be recognized. I'm sorry.
Zoom and enhance on the screen.
Oh wait. That's middle. Hang on, wait 1 second.
I was minding my business on a Tuesday noon. Then I wound up watching this courtroom cartoon. Every second sentence like a legal ambush. Someone's back again at the hole in the bush. Was it north by the gate? Was it south by the tree? Every lawyer in the room had a PhD and pointing at a poster like a kid playing whoosh. Where exactly is that hole in the bush? Oh, the hole in the bush. There it is, Your Honor. Got more airtime than the actual case. Oh, the hole in the bush. Zoom and enhance on the screen, on the map, in everybody's face. Ask about motive, they just shush, shush, shush. Let's go back again to the hole in the bush. One side says it's tiny like a 6-inch gap. The other side swears you could drive a car flat. Experts take a ruler like they're measuring the moon, arguing in circles till the afternoon. Was it here? Was it there? Was it God's design? They could build a theme park by the property line. Exhibit A, B, C in a tidy stack. All pictures of a shrub from the front and back. Oh, the hole in the bush. Replay the footage. Every witness doing horticulture school. Oh, the hole in the bush. You may approach. Turned a deadly serious day into the weirdest duel. Ask about facts. They say hush, hush, hush. First we need to talk about the hole in the bush. Someday there'll be students tired and pale, highlighting transcripts for a final exam fail. Page after page of deadpan prose, all rise for a hedge and a gap between the rows. Oh, the hole in the bush. Last time we promise, tattooed now on my poor brain stem. Oh, the hole in the bush. Roll it again. If I ever see a shrub, I'll be thinking of them. History books will gently blush, 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 with a whole long chapter on the hole in the bush.
There you go. Hole in the bush. By popular demand. You didn't ask for it, but you needed it. You needed it. So it was just, they just had so many references to the hole in the bush. And yes, I didn't let you make any comments about it, but we did that. We had to end the day out on a light note here. I don't know if we're going to, let me tell you the plan for the rest of the day. I've got to run to my doctor's appointment. I'm going to be back. We might be able to go live again and finish off the day before our podcast starts at 8 p.m. tonight. So we'll pick up where we leave off with yet another Hawaii Five-0 poster child, and then we're going to have the podcast tonight. So please join us for that. I'm sorry, I've had too much sugar. It's all these wintergreen lifesavers. I think I ate like 20 of them during this. I guess I'll put this one up on the. We'll publish it. How about that? There you go. The Hole in the Bush is now up on you can find it on the Top Mark Media link on our Suno page. Suno, S-U-N-O, not a sponsor. We pay a couple dollars every month to have the best of AI create some songs about some of the things we hear about in court. Tonight when you go home, please hug the people you love, smile at someone, make their day just a little bit better, and please stay safe till we go live again, probably for about an hour to get the rest of this testimony done before we then have the podcast. So it's going to be a long day for me. Guys, we'll see you. Have a good one. Bye-bye.
she be quiet? You don't put a diplomatic plate on a hooch.
You are banished from the state of Georgia.
Remember in the beginning when we started 110 years ago?
Even a blind squirrel finds a nut every once in a while.